Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. Please go write a review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this on, and you can go listen to it, watch it on YouTube. Go ahead and share it. Subscribe on the thing that you're listening to this on. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want. And Instagram and Twitter is at dictionarypod. Email is dictionarypod@gmail.com, and there's other stuff in the show notes if you care about that. It's also where I write down what the word of the episode is, and I put in other links sometimes, things like that. Fun stuff. All right, the first word in this last section of page 280 is correlation. correlation. Could be also correlation, noun from 1561. Number 1 is very long. The state or relation of being correlated. Well, that part was short, but then we have a specifically, a relation existing between phenomena or things or between mathematical or statistical variables which tend to vary, be associated, or occur together in a way not expected on the basis of chance alone, as in the quote, the obviously high positive correlation between scholastic aptitude and college entrance. And that is a quote from J.B. Conant. So there is a correlation between how well you do in school and if you get into college. That makes sense overall. There's correlations of lots of things. I think even there's a website where they find fake correlations. They chart a graph of one thing and chart a graph of something completely unrelated, and the way that the charts sort of match up, so it looks like there's a correlation. I'll see if I can find that website and put it in the show notes. See, there's the fun stuff that I put in the show notes. Number 2 is the act of correlating, and correlational is an adjective. This is from, let's see, Latin cum plus relatio, which means relation. So it basically means that there's a relation, a connection between the things. All right, now I have to come up with a sound effect. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Yep. All right, next one is correlation coefficient, noun from 1895. A number or function that indicates the degree of correlation between two sets of data or between two random variables, and that is equal to their covariance divided by the product of their standard deviations. Hope that made sense to some of you. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Next is correlative. Correlative. Adjective from 1530. 1. Naturally related. And the synonym is corresponding. 2. Reciprocally that's a hard word to say. Reciprocally related. Reciprocally related. You say it more times and it comes out worse. Reciprocally related. 3. Regularly used together, but typically not adjacent. As in, the correlative or correlative conjunctions either or. This is a very strange example. So it's the correlative conjunctions, and then the word either is in italics, ... ellipses, and then the word or is also in italics. So those are conjunctions, and they're correlative. Correlative is also a noun, and correlatively is an adverb. Blip, blip, blip. Next word is correspond. Correspond. We correspond. This is a verb from 1529, and it is just intransitive. 1a. To be in conformity or agreement, as in the ideal failed to correspond with the reality. The ideal What is the ideal situation? The ideal failed to correspond with reality, which is a very common situation. Reality never lives up to the ideal. That is a quote from J.R. Sutherland. 1B, to compare closely, and the synonym is match. This is usually used with the words to or with. Correspond to, correspond with. 1C, to be equivalent or parallel. Number 2, to communicate with a person by exchange of letters. It's very specifically talking about letters, handwritten letters probably that you send back and forth, or typed and then printed. So can we correspond with email? Can we correspond with text, DMs? No, you have to use letters. Send it through the mail service. Not enough people do that. I don't do that with anybody. Maybe I should have a pen pal. This is from the Latin cum plus respondere, and that means to respond. So it's all about responding. Lots of other things. Okay, blip, 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 bloop. Next word is correspondence. Noun from the 15th century. 1A, the agreement of things with one another. 1B, a particular similarity. 1C, a relation between sets in which each member of one set is associated with one or more members of the other. And then it says compare to the 5A definition of the word function. A relation between sets in which each member of one set is associated with one or more member of the other. 2A, communication by letters. Also, the letters exchanged. So you can correspond in a correspondence with correspondence. 2B, the news, information, or opinion contributed by a correspondent to a newspaper or periodical. So we are going to learn about correspondent at the end of this episode, but they can write up a thing or do a thing for a newspaper or something, and then what they wrote is a correspondence. Blip, 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 blip. Next word is correspondence course. 2 words, noun from 1902. A course offered by a correspondence school. And that is bleep, 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 bleep. 2 words, noun from 1889. Should I be more specific? Correspondence school. That's what we're talking about. It is a school that teaches non-resident students by mailing them lessons and exercises, which upon completion are returned to the school for grading. Well, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and for a long time after that, this made a lot of sense. You need a correspondence school. You're corresponding. See, it's all through the mail and with letters. You're corresponding with them. They send you the lessons, and you send your things back, and then they say if you did a good job or a bad job. But we don't need this anymore, do we? We have online school. We've got things like Zoom. You don't have to send letters back and forth, although the USPS does need the support. So yeah, that's what a correspondence school is, and then you take correspondence courses there. Blip, 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 blip. Next word is correspondency. Correspondency, noun from 1589, and the synonym is just correspondence. You don't have to add that extra C sound at the end. Blip, 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 blip. Next word is correspondent. First form, adjective from the 15th century. 1, the synonym is corresponding. We are corresponding by letters. We are also correspondent. 2, the synonyms are fitting and conforming. This is used with the words with or to, T-O, as in, the outcome was entirely correspondent with my wishes. Well, that is great. Blip, 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 blip. Second form of correspondent is a noun from circa 1630. 1A, one who communicates with another by letter. See, it's all the same word basically. Correspondence, correspond with correspondence. 1B, one who has regular commercial relations with another. And what I just realized is the plural of correspondence, sounds exactly the same as the one that ends in dence. So you have to be very careful about your context, and maybe even you need to read it. 1C, one who contributes news or commentary to a publication or a radio or network television network, often from a distant place. And the example of the publication could be a newspaper. So we have an example. A war correspondent. They're a war respondent. So they're somewhere else and they send in their stuff, their video or audio to play in this radio or TV show or publication. Yes, they're corresponding from afar. Number 2, something that corresponds. And our last word, bloop, 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 bloop. It is corresponding. corresponding. Adjective from 1579. 1A, having or participating in the same relationship, especially with regard to the same or like wholes, WHOLES. All right, so we've got some parentheses. The relationship could be a kind, degree, position, correspondence, or function. And the wholes, the whole thing, could be geometric figures or sets. As in the example, corresponding parts of similar triangles. So yeah, if they're similar, they correspond with each other. I'm going to read the whole thing. Having or participating in the same relationship as kind, degree, position, correspondence, or function, especially with regard to the same or like wholes as geometric figures or sets. 1B, synonyms are related and accompanying. Accompanying, as in all rights carry with them corresponding responsibilities. That is a quote from W.P. I'm going to say Pepke. It looks maybe Polish. Possibly. Probably not. Paepcke. Pepke. That's how I like it. 2A. Charged with the duty of writing letters, as in corresponding secretary. You are the secretary. You have been told to write letters to other people, so that's why it is corresponding. 2B. Participating or serving at a distance and by mail, as in a corresponding member of the society. Correspondingly is an adverb. There's no etymology, so that means it's time for me to read the words, pick a word of the episode, and maybe sing a song. Correlation, correlation coefficient, correlative, correspond, correspondence, correspondence course, correspondence school, correspondency, correspondent, and corresponding. Well, maybe I'll just pick correspond. Wow, that sounds like another language. Correspond. Because, why? Because you can correspond with people from other parts of the world. There's other stuff too. Be in conformity or agreement. Correspond, we're relating to things, comparing. Yeah, okay, that's good. Correspond. I'm gonna write you a letter from another country, and then we can correspond. All right, so I think it is time to read the holidays. We're getting real close to the end of this holiday thing. In Romania, it is Dragobit. That's probably not how they say it, but that's sort of what it looks like. Dragobit. In Iran, it is Engineers Day. In Mexico, it is Flag Day. It is Independence Day for Estonia from the Russian Empire in 1918. In Thailand, it is National Artist Day. What else? In the U.S., it is the Dice Awards. I'm pretty sure I had that pretty early on when I started this holiday thing. So I don't know if I've overlapped with this or not. In India, it is Central Excise Day. In Switzerland, it is Dirty Thursday. All right, let's look at the fun holidays. It is Digital Learning Day. It's also Fat Thursday. I knew there was a Fat Tuesday. I didn't know there was a Fat Thursday also. It is Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day. And I think that is very good. It's also known as just Girl Day. So that sounds way more all-encompassing. Ooh, National Chili Day. The UK has National Toast Day, so maybe we should put some chili on our toast or our tortilla chips, because it's also National Tortilla Chip Day. National Trading Card Day. The Great American Spit Out. Oh, that's the tobacco spit. That's gross. Oh, it's Twin Peaks Day on February 24th. Sharon. I don't know if she can hear me. That's fine. Yes, I believe February 24th may have been the day that Cooper went into Twin Peaks in that show. And if you've never watched that show, you got to watch that show. It is World Bartender Day. And then we will quickly check one more page. Oh, we got them all. We did it. All right. Thank you very much for listening. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to another episode of the podcast called The Dictionary. All right, this is the first section of page 281. And go. The first word is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. A-N-G-L-E-S. Not angels. Noun from 1784. Any pair of angles, each of which is on the same side of one of two lines cut by a transversal and on the same side of the transversal. My brain said, who, why, what? Okay, the sound effect is going to be ugh. Next is corresponsive or corresponsive. Adjective from 1606. Mutually responsive. Corresponsive. Ugh. Next is corrida. It is spelled, well, an English person, an American person would say corrida, but it is a Spanish word, so it is corrida. C-O-R-R-I-D-A, noun from 1802, and the synonym is bullfight. And this is Spanish, and it literally means act of running. In a bullfight, which I'm not a fan of, the bull is running. There's the bull run where the people are running, but this is a bullfight. That's different. So I guess it's a corrida. You have to probably roll the R. Corrida. The bull is running, so I guess that's why it's the act of running in Spanish. All right, next word. Corridor. Noun from 1719. 1A. A passageway, as in a hotel or office building, into which compartments or rooms open. I would just call this a hallway, but corridor is another word. 1B. A place or position in which especially political power is wielded through discussion and deal-making, as in, was excluded from the corridors of power after losing the election. That's what happens. You lose the election, you can't be a part of the politics stuff. 2. A usually narrow passageway, or route, as 2A, a narrow strip of land through foreign-held territory. You just have a little bit of land that you're allowed to go through. 2B, a restricted lane for air traffic. 2C, a land path used by migrating animals. Yeah, they typically use just a very narrow area, I guess. And so it's a corridor. It's a hallway. You wouldn't, in that case, you wouldn't call it a hallway. migrating animals, they don't use hallways, they use corridors. 3A, a densely populated strip of land including 2 or more major cities, as in the Northeast Corridor stretching from Washington into New England. Washington, D.C., probably. That is a quote from S.D. Brown. 3B, an area or stretch of land identified by a specific common characteristic or purpose, as in a corridor of liberalism, also as in the city's industrial corridor. Corridor, corridor, it is Italian, North Italian, corridore. That is from correre, which means to run, from the Latin currere, and there's more at the word car. So I guess it's the idea of going through an area, and that's how it became called corridor, running in a line, probably. Next word is corrie or kari, Corrie, noun from 1795, and it is just the number 3 definition for the word cirque, Cirque. I don't remember what that said. Is it like a circus? It's like French circus? I don't know. But the etymology says it is from the Scottish Gaelic word coire, Coire, which literally means kettle, like you heating up the water in the kettle. Next word is Corriedale. So it's still Corrie, but it has a capital C, and then it is D-A-L-E at the end. Corriedale, noun from 1902, any of a breed of rather large, usually hornless sheep, developed in New Zealand and raised for mutton and wool. And and the name Corriedale is a ranch in New Zealand, so that's where they get their name. Maybe we'll post a picture of these hornless sheep on social media. At dictionarypod is where you can go to find that if you want to look at the pictures. Next word is corrigendum. Corrigendum or corrigendum. 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 Noun from 1823. An error in a printed work discovered after printing and shown with its correction on a separate sheet. I would like some it's a printed work. It could be anything. Lots of things are printed. So if there was a book with an error, did they release the book with an extra piece of paper to say what the correction was? This is a Latin word. It is the neutral of corrigendus, which is the gerundive of corrigere. That's the verb, corrigere, and it means to correct. So it is literally a thing that is correcting something else. Corrigendum. So is the corrigendum, is it the error, or is the separate sheet of paper, is that the corrigendum, or are they both the corrigendum? Next word is corrigible. 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 Adjective from the 15th century. Capable of being set right. And the synonym is reparable, as in a corrigible defect. Capable of being set right. So if something is not right, but it can be right, then it would be corrigible. I feel like I've heard this word used, and it doesn't seem like that's the same definition that I'm thinking of. Corrigibility is a noun, and the etymology is not helpful. I feel like people said, "Oh, you're so corrigible." Maybe not. Next word is corrival, or co-rival, C-O-R, and then the word rival, R-I-V-A-L. Noun from 1579, and the synonym is just rival or competitor. So why did they have to add the extra letters at the beginning? Co-rival is also an adjective. Yeah, it just says it's from Latin com plus rivalis, which means rival. So it's the same thing. It just, what's the point of this word? It's probably just old. Next word is corroborant. C-O-R-R-O-B-O-R-A-N-T. Corroborant. Adjective from 1626. It is archaic, and it means having an invigorating effect. Having an invigorating effect, and this is used of medicine. So if you got to take some medicine and it invigorates you, it is a corroborant. Next word is corroborate. This is a transitive verb from 1529, and it means to support with evidence or authority. Also, make more certain. And the synonym is the word confirm. Yes, if you agree with something, if you are confirming that somebody is correct about something, you are corroborating their story, corroborating that. So this is from the Latin verb, corroborare, which is from com plus robur, which means strength. So maybe the idea here is that if you are corroborating something that somebody else has said, then you are giving that strength. You're making it more likely that what they say is right, if somebody else can corroborate it. Let's see. We have a few forms. Corroboration is a noun. Corroborative is an adjective. And corroborator is a noun. Corroboratory is an adjective. There was a bunch of them. And they all had pronunciation and information too, so it was a big section. Next word is corroboree. Corroboree or corroboree. C-O-R-R-O-B-O-R-E-E. Did I miss a letter? O-R-E-E. Corroboree. Noun from 1811. 1. A nocturnal festivity. A festivity? A nocturnal festivity with songs and symbolic dances by which the Australian Aborigines celebrate events of importance. This sounds like a fun festival. Number 2, there's 2A and 2B. Both of them are Australian, which is no surprise. 2A, a noisy festivity. So, okay, and then 2B, the synonym is tumult. T-U-M-U-L-T, like tumultuous, tumult. So it seems like originally, because this was with the Aborigines, they would have a corroboree. But then as time went on, it seems like it became almost like a slang word where if it's just a noisy festivity, they would just call it a corroboree, even though it may not have been an actual corroboree. This is a Daruk word, which is an Australian Aboriginal language of the Port Jackson area. Their word, the Daruk word, is garabara. I'm not sure where the emphasis goes. Garabara, something like that. And then we turned it into corroboree. How did that? Why don't we just use their word? It's similar, but it's different. All right, next word. It is corrode. C-O-R-R-O-D-E. Verb from the 14th century. It is starting with transitive. 1. To eat away by degrees, as if by gnawing. Especially to wear away gradually, usually by chemical action. I would not call chemical action gnawing, but I guess it's another way to say that. Another way it can be eaten away. As in the example, the metal was corroded beyond repair. You could not repair it. So yeah, that one definitely would be chemical action. Number 2, to weaken or destroy gradually. And the synonym is undermine. As in manners and miserliness. Manners and miserliness that corrode the human spirit. And that is a quote from Bernard Devoto. Manners and miserliness that corrode the human spirit. And then we have one intransitive definition, to undergo corrosion. Corrodable is an adjective, and this is from the Latin corrodere. That means to gnaw to pieces. So maybe not always literally gnawing with your teeth, but basically that's the same thing, to gnaw to pieces. That is from com plus rodere, which means to gnaw. Gnaw, I don't know why I didn't say this before. It is spelled G-N-A-W. And there's more at the word rodent. What? The word rodent comes from the word to gnaw, because they gnaw, they chew on things with their little rodent teeth. All right, so the words today were corresponding angles, corresponsive, corrida or corrida, corridor, corri, that is circ, I don't know what that is, corridale, corrigendum, corrigible, corrival, corroborant, corroborate, corroboree, and corrode. I definitely liked a few of these. I think I'm going to pick corroboree as the word of the episode. Corroboree. I think I spelled it right that time. Because this sounds like it's a pretty important festival in the Aboriginal world. And I assume that most people don't know about that. So let's talk about that. Maybe if there are some photos that I can find, or if there's music that happens, because there are songs and symbolic dances. There must be something visual or oral that we can show, play, whatever. Let's see what it's like. But it's their event for important events. Corroboree. All my songs start with the word that I'm talking about. Australian Aborigines have corroborees. All right, this is about as good as these songs are going to get. I'm actually laying on the floor because it's just something different. All right, the holidays today. What are all these people? It's a list of things. I don't know what those are. In Hungary, it is Memorial Day for the victims of the communist dictatorships. In Kuwait, it is National Day. In the Philippines, it is People Power Day. It is Revolution Day in Suriname. In Georgia, it is Soviet Occupation Day. In Kitano Tenmengu Shrine, in Kyoto, Japan, it is Plum Blossom Festival. I guess they're in non-English, it would be Kitano Baikasai. That would be Japanese. Let's see. Okay, let's check another page. In Canada, it is Heritage Day. It is Carnival in Brazil. And Latin America, Carnival Friday. Fun holidays, International Stand Up to Bullying Day. That is in February and November. It is Let's All Eat Right Day. For at least one day, let's eat right. And then all the other days, we don't have to. It's National Chocolate Covered Peanuts Day. It's like almost as good as peanut butter. National Clam Chowder Day. National Skip the Straw Day. Pistol Patent Day. Quiet Day. Ooh, I like that. Let's just all not talk. Let's see. Anything else? Nope. That's the what? Clam chowder's in here twice. On this page, National New England Clam Chowder Day and also just regular National Clam Chowder Day. You can't have both. All right, that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to this new episode of The Dictionary coming at you. Okay, let's just read the words, because that is literally the only thing we're here for. The first word is, now I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it corrody or corrody? Corrody. This is a variation of corrody, with just one R. It's been a handful of episodes since we had that one. Oh, what is going to be the sound effect? Boop. What's with all these bloops and bleeps? Phew. That's fine. Next word is corrosion. Noun from the 14th century. 1. The action, process, or effect of corroding. 2. A product of corroding. And yeah, this is back to the gnawing thing that we had in yesterday's episode. It is from the Latin corrosio, which is the act of gnawing. Next word, phew. Corrosive. Adjective from the 14th century. 1. Tending or having the power to corrode, as in corrosive acids, also as in corrosive action, also as in the corrosive effects of alcoholism. 3 things that start with the letter A that are corrosive. They're corrosive to physical things and mentally and bodily and, yeah. Stay away from things that are corrosive. People can be corrosive. 2. Bitingly sarcastic, as in corrosive satire. I think a lot of people, I don't know, I probably don't fully understand satire all the time, but I don't know. I think a lot of people just don't fully get it and then don't like it. Corrosive is a noun, corrosively is an adverb, and corrosiveness is a noun. Phew! Next word is corrosive sublimate or sublimate. I think it's sublimate. 2 words, noun from circa 1747, and the synonym is mercuric chloride, whatever that is. Phew! Next word is corrugate. Verb from 1620. Let's see, we've got 1 transitive and 1 intransitive. Which one do you think we're going to read first? Yep, you got it. It is transitive. To form or shape into wrinkles or folds, or into alternating ridges and grooves. Wrinkles and folds and ridges and grooves. Synonym is the word furrow. So you could furrow your eyebrows. You can corrugate your eyebrows. I don't know. Intransitive says to become corrugated. The etymology says this is from the Latin verb corrugare, which is from cum plus ruga, R-U-G-A, which means wrinkle, probably akin to the Lithuanian raukas, which means wrinkle, and there's more at the word rough. So corrugated cardboard or corrugated metal, it's literally just wrinkled. That's all it is. Might as well just call it wrinkled metal. I think that would be a better name for it. Phew! Next word is corrugated. Adjective from 1590, having corrugations, as in corrugated paper. Also, made of corrugated material, as cardboard, as in the example, corrugated boxes. You have to watch out for paper cuts from any kind of cardboard, but especially big cardboard like that. is going to rip you apart. Thew. Next word is corrugation. Noun from 1528. 1. The act of corrugating. 2. A ridge or groove of a surface that has been corrugated. It's just been wrinkled up real good. Thew. Next word is corrupt. We're getting into a new section here. This is the first form of corrupt, verb from the 14th century. 1a, to change from good to bad in morals, manners, or actions. And then also the synonym bribe. A bribe, we probably talked about that before. You give money or something that somebody wants to get them to do something. 1b, do we have to say more about that? If you are doing that, maybe you are kind of corrupt because you're bad in morals. I mean, it's a gray line. It's a very gray line. I think people would, depends on the context. 1b, to degrade with unsound principles or moral values. 2, synonyms are rot and spoil. I think next time, like milk or something goes bad in our fridge, I'm going to say, oh, this flax milk has been corrupted. 3, to subject a person to corruption of blood. And we're going to learn about corruption of blood later in this episode. So that would be, to subject a person to corruption of blood. 4, to alter from the original or correct form or version, as in, the file was corrupted. I work in video, and we have lots and lots of video files, and very, very rarely, but every once in a while, a file will get corrupted, and it is pretty terrible. Luckily, I've never had anything that was too bad of a situation that I can remember, but it's always the fear. Those were all transitive if I didn't say it. Now we have intransitive. 1a, to become tainted or rotten. 1b, to become morally debased. 2, to cause disintegration or ruin. A synonym for everything is the word debase. Corrupter, spelled with an ER or an OR, that is a noun. Corruptibility is a noun. How corruptible are people? It's the corruptibility scale. Corruptible is an adjective, and corruptibly is an adverb. This is from the Latin corrumpere, which is cum plus rumpere, which means to break. And there's more at the word reave, R-E-A-V-E. I almost forgot my sound effect. Thew. It is the second form of corrupt, adjective from the 14th century. 1a, morally degenerate and perverted. Synonym is depraved. Very subjective words there. 1b, characterized by improper conduct, as bribery or the selling of favors, as in corrupt judges. Anybody in a position of power like that, judge, a politician of any kind, things like that, oh boy, so many of them are corrupt. They should not be corrupt. It's very, very bad. 2, the synonyms are putrid and tainted. 3, adulterated or debased by change from an original or correct condition, as in a corrupt version of the text. A synonym for all is the word vicious. I don't know if I would have put the word vicious here, but I guess it's fine. Corruptly is an adverb, and corruptness is a noun. Thew. Next word is corruption. Noun from the 14th century. 1a, impairment of integrity, virtue, or moral principle. And the synonym is depravity or depravity, however you want to say it. 1B, the synonyms are decay and decomposition. I don't think corpses... a corpse is being corrupted, corruption, the corpse, something like that, decomposition, I don't know. And they both start with the same letters, corpse and corruption. Okay, 1C, inducement to wrong by improper or unlawful means, as bribery. 1D, a departure from the original or from what is pure and correct. Number 2 is archaic, an agency or influence that corrupts. Number 3 is chiefly dialect, and it is the synonym pus, P-U-S. Interesting. What is this? What dialect are we talking about? What area? And what's the context there? Pus? Corruption? All right, next word. Fiu. It is the word corruptionist. Noun from 1810. One who practices or defends corruption, especially in politics. I can't get behind either one of those things. Practicing corruption, defending corruption. Yes, you have to be debased or depraved to do that, I feel like. Fiu. Here is corruption of blood. What is this? 3 words, 1563. The effect of an attainder which bars a person from inheriting, retaining, or transmitting any estate, rank, or title. So this must be something that they use in the legal world. Where was it before? It was in the first form of corrupt, I think. Here we go. To subject a person to corruption of blood. To subject them to the effect of an attainder which bars a person from inheriting, retaining, or transmitting any estate, rank, or title. What? Maybe we need to find more information, because I'm curious about the word blood here. It's, inheriting. Okay. Inheriting, so that's where the blood comes in. It's, family. Next word, fiu. Corruptive. That's the word. Adjective from the 15th century. Producing or tending to produce corruption. Corruptively is an adverb. All right, no more corrupt words. Fiu. Next word is corsage. Corsage. C-O-R-S-A-G-E. Anybody who's been through high school is probably aware of what this is. Noun from 1831. I should say, that was a weird comment. People who have not gone through high school probably also know what a corsage is, but if you're young, you may not. That's what I meant. Okay, 1, the waist or bodice of a dress. And 2, an arrangement of flowers worn as a fashion accessory. Typically, I think most people are aware of this when they go to a dance, a prom, cotillion, something like that. They will get a corsage, and it's not being very specific about who wears the corsage, which is pretty great, because if you want to wear a corsage, you can wear a corsage. I believe, though, typically it is given to the woman, but again, does not matter. Anybody can wear a corsage. It's just an arrangement of flowers worn as a fashion accessory. This is a French word, corsage, and it means bust or bodice. And it comes from the Latin corpus. Of course, we had all those corporeal words a while ago. So that's where the word corsage comes from. I figured it would have been more flower related, but it's not. All right, last word, fiu. It is corsair, or corsair. Emphasize either syllable. C-O-R-S-A-I-R, noun from 1549. The synonym is just pirate, but especially a privateer of the Barbary Coast. The etymology is from Middle French corsaire, which means pirate, from, Old Italian corsaro, from Middle Latin corsarius, from the Latin cursus, which means course, and there's more at the word course. So yeah, pirates, they go on a course, a path to find the treasure, I don't know, and that's why they're a corsair. All right, so in this episode, we had corrodi, or corrodi, corrosion, corrosive, corrosive sublimate, corrugate, corrugated, corrugation, corrupt, corruption, corruptionist, corruption of blood, corruptive, corsage, and corsair. I would like somebody to make a corsage out of corrugated metal or corrugated paper. Paper's probably easier. But wouldn't that be cool to have a corrugated metal corsage? I don't know what I'm gonna pick. What am I gonna pick? I don't really want to pick any of the corruption words. Just, it's a good thing to talk about. Don't be corrupt. This is a huge, I don't know, maybe I should just pick corrupt as the word of the episode. Because this is just a big problem. That people complain about people in power being corrupt, and they shouldn't be. If you want to be corrupt, go be corrupt, but first of all, I would rather you don't, but also don't be in power. People are corrupt because they want more power and money and greed, and that's why they get into positions of power in the first place. And I think that people who tend to not be greedy and want power don't end up going into positions of power like that. So it's just this vicious cycle, and that's not helping anybody. Don't be corrupt. Don't be corrupt. Don't be corrupt. All right, let's talk about the holidays. In the Baha'i faith, it is the first day of Ayam Iha. In Azerbaijan, it is Day of Remembrance for victims of Khojaly massacre. In Kuwait, it is Liberation Day. In the Nation of Islam, it is Savior's Day. In India, it is Maharishi Dayananand Saraswati Jayanti. In Argentina and Brazil, it is Carnival Saturday. In Colombia, it is Barranquilla Carnival. In America, it is the PGA Awards, which is not professional golf. It is the Producers Guild of America. And to be perfectly honest, there is a chance that someday in the future I will be part of the PGA. That is a goal, a long-term goal. Yes, Carnival Day. This is the fun holiday page. For Pete's Sake Day. I mean, come on. For Pete's sake. International Sword Swallowers Day. International Tongue Twister Contest Day. Can you please write me a good tongue twister? I will read it. It is Levi Strauss Day. That's the jeans. It's National Personal Chef Day, so give your personal chef some respect. Because we all got one, right? It's National Pistachio Day, or also known as World Pistachio Day. So the whole world is celebrating pistachios. Let's see. I need pistachio ice cream. It's tasty. Open that bottle night. That bottle of wine. That's what it shows a picture of. Open that bottle of wine. Or some other bottle. Tell a fairy tale day. Thermos bottle day. Well, maybe that's the bottle that you're opening up. Okay, one more page. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Letter to an elder day. You can correspond with an elder. That is it. All of the holidays. We're almost done with February, which means we're almost done with the holidays, and then I got to figure out what else to do. This is the end of the episode. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I forgot to check the volume level, so that's why it jumped up there for a second. Hello. I just woke up a little bit ago, so my voice is very sleepy sounding. All right, let's talk about the words in this episode. The first one is course, C-O-R-S-E. Noun from the 13th century. It is archaic, and the synonym is corpse. I wonder how that happened. So which one came first? I'm guessing this one came first, and then it moved to corpse because we still use that word. Well, yeah, obviously it's archaic, so that's why it came first. But corpse is so specifically from corpus, the Latin word for body. Why wouldn't it have started with the P in there? Why? Why did it become just course? That is fascinating. I'm so intrigued. Can't you tell by the way I'm speaking? Okay, what was the sound effect I just thought of? I literally just had it in my head. It was something like, oh my God. Why? It goes away. Okay, let's do something else. Let's do something completely opposite. Hello. That's the sound effect. Okay, next word is corselet. That is going to be for definition 1, corselet, and for definition 2, it will be corselet. It is spelled like the first word, C-O-R-S-E plus L-E-T, corselet. Noun from 1563. 1, a piece of armor covering the trunk. And when we had the armor diagram, we must have mentioned it. It's the part that covers a lot of the important things in your body, the corselet. And actually, I am going to guess, yes, for the etymology for that one, because it's different, it is the Middle French diminutive of corse, which is body or body, bodice. And of course, I'm sure that is related to the Latin corpus, body. So it's the part that covers the majority of your body, or at least a good chunk of it, the majority of the important parts of your body. And then, of course, you take off the let, it's course. That was our first word, which is body, corpse, all that. You see how it's all related. Okay, number 2 is pronounced corselet, and it could also be spelled with an L-E-T-T-E at the end. It is an undergarment combining girdle and brassiere. This is, corselet is a trademark name. So if you needed a combination girdle, I can't even talk, girdle and brassiere all in one, it is a corselet. You're saving money, you're saving fabric maybe. It's very economical to get a corselet. And that is it for that one. Hello. Next word is corset. So there's just a T at the end. First form, noun from the 13th century. 1, a usually close-fitting and often laced medieval jacket. I don't know if I would call that a jacket. Jacket? A medieval jacket. That's not a jacket. I mean, technically maybe, but I don't think people used it as a jacket the way we think of it as now. 2, for corset, a woman's, actually, it probably is that jacket that I'm thinking of, because number 2 is the one that most of us think of that corset as. So yes, okay, fine. It's a laced medieval jacket. Here we go with number 2, a woman's close-fitting, boned supporting undergarment that is often hooked and laced and that extends from above or beneath the bust or from the waist to below the hips and has garters attached. It's a very, very complicated piece of clothing, and we don't probably most people don't experience this in real life these days, but you see in movies and TV shows people helping a woman get into one of these corsets because it's very complicated, and there's bones in it to keep it probably stiff, maybe. And I think the corselet, it might be similar to a corset, but maybe less complicated. Next word, hello. Second form of corset, transitive verb from 1845. 1. To dress in or fit with a corset. 2. To restrict closely or control rigidly. And that's basically what the corset is doing, but you can use it, the verb form of it, you can use it in everyday life. If something is being restricted closely or controlled rigidly. Next word. Hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello, but that's close enough. Next word is corseteer. Corse, T-I-E-R-E. Noun from 1848. One who makes, fits, or sells corsets, girdles, or brassieres. Corseteer. You got to go get those things from the corseteer. Let's see. The etymology isn't very helpful. So, we're going to move on to... Hello? Corsetry. Corsetry. It's a T-R-Y at the end. Noun from 1904. Underwear, as corsets, girdles, and brassieres, meant to shape a woman's body. It's they're all part of the corsetry world, and you can get them from a corseteer. And yeah, I mean, this is definitely still, in a certain way, still going on, but less so with these specific types, corsets and girdles. I don't think women wear those quite as much as they used to 100+ years ago. But there are clearly still clothings out there that largely focus to women to shape their body in ways that, you know, society says you should look this way. And I don't think a lot of people like them, but it's the world. I'm glad I have never worn one of these, and I can't imagine how frustrating they must be. Next word. Hello. It is cortege. C-O-R-T-E-G-E. You could also put an accent on the first E, which looks to be up on the left and down on the right. Cortege. Noun from 1648. 1. A train of attendants. And the synonym is retinue. R-E-T-I-N-U-E. A train of attendants. Ah, this is probably, you know, when the women had to put on the corsets, they needed a whole bunch of attendants to help them. So that's probably their cortege. Number 2, the synonym is procession, but especially a funeral procession. This is French cortege, from Italian corteggio, from corteggiare, which means to court, from the word court, which means court, which is from Latin cohors, which means enclosure, and there's more at the word court. Next word, hello. It is cortex. Yes, that is an X at the end, cortex. Noun from 1677. 1A1. The outer or superficial part of an organ or bodily structure, as the kidney, adrenal gland, or cerebellum, or a bone. The outer or superficial part of an organ or bodily structure. So those are the cortex parts, especially the synonym cerebral cortex. 1A2, the proteinaceous, usually pigmented layer of a hair below the cuticle. The word protein is in there. Proteinaceous, usually pigmented? How do you say this word? It's pigmented. It's a pigmented layer of hair below the cuticle. So that's the thing, I think, right on the edge of the skin. 1B, the outer part of some organisms. And examples of those organisms would be paramecia. So the outer part of the paramecia is the cortex. 2, a plant bark or rind used medicinally. And an example of that bark or rind would be cinchona or cinchona. And I vaguely remember reading that, but I don't remember what it said. That word starts with a C, if you want to go look it up. 3A, the typically parenchymatous layer of tissue external to the vascular tissue and internal to the corky or epidermal tissues of a green plant. It's the outer part of a plant, essentially. That's the easy way to say it. And then broadly, all tissues external to the xylem. And the xylem is Xylem. Got to wait a long, long time until we get to that word. 3B, an outer or investing layer of various algae, lichens, or fungi. Cortex, that is the word that we just talked about. It is from the Latin cortex, which basically just means bark. Bark. And there's more at the word cuirass. I've seen that before. We haven't gotten to it yet. Cuirass. So I don't know what it means. Okay, next word. Hello? It is the word cortical. Adjective from 1671. 1. Of, relating to, or consisting of cortex. 2. Involving or resulting from the action or condition of the cerebral cortex. That cortex is very cerebral. Cortically, that is an adverb. Next word. Hello. That was weird. It is cortico. It is a prefix for just cortex, as in the example, corticotropin. We're going to see that soon. Cortex. Next word. Hello. Corticoid. COID at the end. Noun from 1941, and the synonym is corticosteroid. So, and then corticoid is also an adjective. So I'm not sure which came first. We're going to find that out. Actually, corticoid was first, and then it became corticosteroid, because our next word, hello, it is corticosteroid. Hard to say. All one word, noun from 1944. Corticoid was 1941. Corticosteroid is 1944. Any of various adrenal cortex steroids, as corticosterone, cortisone, and aldosterone, used medically, especially as anti-inflammatory agents. So, any of various adrenal cortex steroids used medically, especially as anti-inflammatory agents. They're going to cut down on the inflammation in your body, hopefully. And examples of those, as I read terribly, are corticosterone, cortisone, and aldosterone. And that word goes over to the second line. And then it says compare to glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid. So those are related somehow to corticosteroids. Next word. I'm trying to think of other ways to say hello. Hello! It is corticosterone. So this was one of the examples in the last one. Corticosterone. Sterone. All one word. You can pronounce it a few ways. Corticosterone. Okay. Noun from 1937. A colorless crystalline corticosteroid. C21H30O4. That is important in protein and carbohydrate metabolism. You gotta get it so you can metabolize proteins and carbs. Next word. Hello. Corticotropin. Here's that one that I mentioned before. Corticotropin. You can spell it... instead of tropin, you can pronounce it and spell it trophin with a PH. Although, is it, it's not a pronunciation. No, it is. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Corticotropin or corticotrophin with a F. Noun from 1946. The synonym is just ACTH, which I believe is all caps, ACTH, but then also there's a definition to it, a preparation of ACTH that is used especially in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis and rheumatic fever. Corticotropin is your friend. I was actually just talking to somebody yesterday whose wife is she's a doctor, specializes in the rheumatology world, so I'm sure she knows all about corticotropins. Okay, we have made it to the last word. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Cortisol. CORTISOL. Cortisol, 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 cortisol. Noun from 1951. It's one big definition. A glucocorticoid, C21H30O5, produced by the adrenal cortex upon stimulation by ACTH that mediates various metabolic processes as gluconeogenesis. It has anti-inflammatory and immunosuppressive properties, and whose levels in the blood may become elevated in response to physical or psychological stress, called also hydrocortisone. Hydrocortisone. Okay, so this is stuff that is made in your body by the adrenal cortex. Let's see, stimulated by ACTH, mediates various metabolic processes. It controls the metabolism, and it can be anti-inflammatory and also immunosuppressive. So does that, it calms down your immune response, or does it something? It can be, I wonder if this is, it's good. It's anti-inflammatory, but it's also, so I'm not sure if it's good or bad. I think it's probably a good thing. But maybe too much of it is bad because it can become elevated in physical and psychological stress. So that's not good. I think enough of it is good, maybe not too much. Scientists, let me know how I got that wrong. Okay, so the words in this episode were course, corselet, corselet, corset, corseteer, corsetry, cortege, cortex, cortical, cortico, corticoid, corticosteroid, corticosterone, corticotropin, and cortisol. This, we kind of just had almost like two sections here with clothes and cortex stuff. Let's see, what one was the best? I will pick corticosteroid just because it's a fun word, I guess. Corticosteroid, 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 I said it wrong. Corticosteroid. Yeah. All right, so I have to read the holidays for today when this episode is airing. It is the second day of Ayam Iha, that is the Baha'i faith. I'm sure I have pronounced it badly. In Vietnam, it is Doctor's Day. In the Dominican Republic, it is Independence Day from Haiti in 1844. And so interesting. So they share an island. It's split right down the middle, and one half is the Dominican Republic, and the other half is Haiti. And I wonder what the story was there. I don't know anything about the independence of them. They're like, well, we want to be our own thing, and you can be your own thing. And Haiti was like, all right, that's cool. Let's just draw a line through here. In some Afrikaners in South Africa are celebrating Majuba Day. In Maharashtra, India, it is Marathi Language Day. It is World NGO Day. It is the Screen Actors Guild Awards, SAG. They are celebrating the people who did the acting. Spain and Netherlands has Carnival. Also Argentina and Brazil, Carnival Sunday, Did they have Carnival Thursday, Carnival Friday, Carnival Saturday, Carnival Sunday? How many? Is it like a week? Argentina also has National Grape Harvest Festival. Fun holidays: International Polar Bear Day, National Kahlua Day. It's like a sort of coffee-flavored liqueur. National Protein Day. Make sure you get your protein. You know, even people who are vegan who don't eat a lot of protein, I think you still get enough. Protein deficiency is not often a thing, except in rare circumstances, I think, for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm vegan. I'm not worried about getting my protein. You still got to make sure you get your protein. But most people get too much, actually. So maybe even cut down on your protein. Don't eat so much meat. It is National Retro Day. So go buy something that's retro looking. National Strawberry Day. No Brainer Day. Just do things that don't take any thought. Pokemon Day. I can safely say I believe, never played a Pokemon game. I don't think I've ever watched a Pokemon cartoon or anything. The only thing that I'm tempted, which I haven't done yet, is to watch Detective Pikachu because it actually looks like it's fun. But I don't know what the people think. And then lastly, we're going to check this page for anything else that we may have missed. It is Anosmia Awareness Day. That is where it's hard to smell anosmia. So be aware of the no smelling today. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to another episode of the dictionary. Let's do some vocal warm-ups. Ha 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 ha. That was bad. Ha ya 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 ya. Oh, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. All right. So can you please go follow me on social media? Instagram and Twitter is at dictionarypod if people are still using those these days. Not sure. Email me, dictionarypod@gmail.com. There is a Patreon. There is a Google Voice number you can call and leave a message if you want, and then I'll play it. You can write me a little. I have not been doing my little theme songs. This is the Dictionary Song Podcast. Nope. And what else? Go ahead, rate this, review this, write a short little review with the 5 stars, share it, subscribe it. You can go check out my YouTube channel too. Okay, so this is the end of the page 281. The first word is cortisone or cortisone with an S or a Z sound. Cortisone. Noun from 1949, a glucocorticoid, C21H28O5, of the adrenal cortex used in synthetic form, especially as an anti-inflammatory agent. And why would you need an anti-inflammatory agent? It could be used for rheumatoid arthritis. So where was that other one? Corticotropin. I think that's ACTH. That is also used for rheumatoid arthritis. And then this one is a synthetic form, usually, I guess, cortisone. Okay, sound effect is going to be Next word is Cortland. Cortland with a capital C. Noun from 1935, a juicy apple having red skin and crisp, mildly tart white flesh. This is probably from, I guess it's Cortland Company in New York. So they made these apples, these juicy apples, mildly tart. All right. Next word is corundum. I thought it was conundrum, but we already had that. In fact, that was in the episode with Steve and Kendra and Jace, which aired the day that I am recording this. What is today? January 22nd. Wait a minute. I thought in the episode I said his episode was airing on the 23rd. I think I must have read my notes wrong. Hold on. What did I do? Oh, yeah. I think I told him the wrong date. It ended up going on the 22nd. Okay. So, corundum. That is our word. Corundum. It's spelled like it sounds. Noun from 1804. It is a very hard mineral that consists of aluminum oxide occurring in massive and crystalline forms that can be synthesized and that is used for gemstones and as an abrasive. Examples of the gemstones are ruby and sapphire. Corundum. This is from a Tamil word, coruntam, Kuruntam, coruntam, although they probably say it differently. That is also akin to the Sanskrit word kuruvinda, and that means ruby. So that is how this is all connected. Maybe I'll see if I can find a picture of this in some interesting form. Not just the rubies or the sapphires, maybe something else. Next word. What was my sound? Oh. So the next word, this is fun. It is coruscant, something like that. Coruscant. And some of you people, if you see this word, you might think, oh, well, that's the city, the planet-wide city in Star Wars called Coruscant. What? Yeah, it is spelled exactly the same. This is pronounced Coruscant, something like Coruscant. And, but wait, it gets better. This word, Coruscant, is an adjective from the 15th century, and the synonyms are shining and glittering. And what is that city, that planet, the city that's a whole planet? It's super modern with shiny, glittering buildings, and the sun is bouncing off of it. Maybe they don't call it a sun. Maybe it's a different star. Yeah, so I believe that, well, it must have been George Lucas who wrote it, I think. He found this word. Maybe he was like, what's a word that means shining and glittering? Oh, coruscant. And either he mispronounced it, or he said, I'm going to pronounce it differently, but I'm going to spell it exactly the same. So Coruscant is the name of the city. But the real word is coruscant. Something like that. Okay, I just thought that was fun. Next word, this is going to be related. Coruscate or coruscate. There's a C-A-T-E at the end. It is a verb from 1705. It is just intransitive. 1. To give off or reflect light in bright beams or flashes. Synonym is sparkle. And number 2, to be brilliant or showy in technique or style. And of course, the Coruscant city is so sparkly and brilliant and reflects the lights. It's coruscate. Coruscant is coruscate. So this is from the Latin verb coruscare, which means to flash. Next word. Coruscation or coruscation. Noun from the 15th century. 1. The synonyms are glitter and sparkle. And number 2, it is a flash of wit. I do not get these very often, coruscations, the flash of wit, being very smart. Wit is a very special thing that only certain people have all the time. Sometimes we get lucky, but it's those flashes that are fun. Next word. It is corvée. Corvée. Let's see. Corvée or corvée. C-O-R-V-E-E. The first E has an accent which is down on the left and up on the right. Noun from the 14th century. 1. Unpaid labor, as toward constructing roads, due from a feudal vassal to his lord. So this is old school unpaid labor. The lord, they had there was a feud, and the people didn't get paid, something like that. Number 2, labor extracted in lieu of taxes by public authorities, especially for highway construction or repair. So we said, instead of you paying taxes, you're going to pay to get the things fixed and made. Something. Let's see. This is from the Latin verb corrugare, which means to collect or requisition. We're going to take your money and do something with it. That is from com plus rogare, and rogare means to ask. And there's more at the word right, R-I-G-H-T. But that's interesting. How did it go from asking to collecting? Like, I guess you're asking for the money for the thing. I think that's how it's connected. Next word. Corv. Or actually, I think it would be corves or corv. Yeah, probably corves. C-O-R-V-E-S. It doesn't say how it's pronounced, but it is the plural of corf, C-O-R-F, which we could probably do a quick check, because I think the corf, yes, plural corves, that's how it's pronounced, corves. That is it for that one. Next word. It is corvette, with an E-T-T-E at the end. Noun from 1636. 1. A warship ranking in the old sailing... I'm losing my place. A warship ranking in the old sailing navies next below a frigate. I don't know why that sentence was so hard to read. It's a warship. It's below a frigate, next below a frigate. That's another kind of ship. A corvette is a ship. I didn't know this. 2. A highly maneuverable armed escort ship that is smaller than a destroyer. Are we not going to see the car? No, that's a brand name, I think. So yeah, that's why it's not in here. It's an armed ship, and it's a ship. It's a warship. That's the whole thing. So this is a French from the Middle Dutch Korf, C-O-R-F. That is a kind of ship. Literally means basket. I don't know if I would call a ship a basket, but technically you can kind of... Now I want to see a ship that looks like a wicker basket, but it's got sails. That would be a fun ship. I don't know. You got a lot of space inside to put snacks and things. And then, there's just more at the word Korf. So it's a ship. Next word. I like this one. It is the word corvid. Noun from circa 1909. Any of a family, corvidae, of stout-billed passerine birds, including the crows, jays, magpies, and the raven. We had a bit of crow raven talk not too long ago because it was all based off of this word corvid. I don't remember which words those were. And so the genus name is corvus, and that just means raven in Latin, or they would probably say corvus. So that's what it is. The corvids, they are very smart. There is an episode of the podcast Ologies where they talk about, I think it's corvid funerals. So when a corvid, a raven, a crow, whatever dies, they feel the pain. I don't remember the details, but they're pretty fascinating animals. I want to make friends with the crows in my neighborhood. Who are the crows in your neighborhood? I don't know. I haven't met them yet. Next word is corvina. Noun from 1787. Any of several marine bony fishes of the Pacific coast to North America. No, of the Pacific coast of North America. So the whole west coast of North America probably has these Corvina fishies. The genus name is Cynocion, and it is of the family Cynidae. So Cynocium is Cynoscion, and the family name Cynidae is Sciaenidae. So many vowels. This is American Spanish from regular Spanish, and there's more at the word Corbina. So Corbina with a B. This was Corvina with a V. Should we do a quick little check back on that one? Corbina. Where are you, Corbina? Yes, coastal marine croaker. I remember being confused about the word croaker. So it's another fish, relatedly, but it's funny because it's from the Spanish word for raven or of a raven. So do these Corvina or Corbina fish look like ravens? Maybe we'll see if we can find a picture of one in its natural habitat and not on a hook or on a plate. Next word. It is corvine. Corvine. Adjective from circa 1656. Of or relating to the crows. Also resembling a crow. Although I'm pretty sure that it can be used for the other corvids, jays, magpies, and ravens. Because, yes, again, it is from the Latin corvus. There's a V in there. That means raven. And there's more at the word raven. Next word. Corvus. Corvus with a capital C. Noun from 1658. A small constellation adjoining Virgo on the south. So, and yes, it just means raven. So there's a constellation that they probably were like, it kind of looks like a bird. We'll call it bird. Next word, corabant. Corabant, I think that's how you say it. It is spelled capital Corbant. Corabant. Noun from the 14th century. One of the attendants or priests of Cybele, is that how you say that word? Noted for wildly emotional processions and rites. I am now curious. I'm not probably going to read it, but maybe I'll find the Wikipedia page and put it in the links if you want to learn more about Corabant. Wildly emotional processions and rites. This is from Greek, koribos with a K. Relatedly, next word. Corybantic. Adjective from 1642, being in the spirit or manner of a corybant. And then especially the synonyms wild and frenzied. Let's go out tonight. It's Saturday night. We're gonna party and we're gonna be corybantic. That's not where songs usually go, but sometimes they happen in the middle. As in corybantic dancing. Wild and frenzied. That's probably about how I would dance. All right, we have one more word for this episode. Yummy tasty. Corydalus. Corydalus. Corydallis. Noun from 1818. It's going to be on the next page. Any of a large genus of chiefly temperate herbs of the fumitory family with racemose, irregular flowers, and dissected leaves. And the genus name is Corydalus. Let's see. It's the Greek Corydalus, which means crested lark. And that's a very specific animal because there is a scientific name for it, Galerida cristata. And that is from Corydos, which means crested lark. So they're the same thing? Okay. So, yes. Well, crested lark, though, that sounds like a bird, but this is a plant. Interesting. All right, so the words in this episode were cortisone, Cortland, corundum, coruscant, coruscate, coruscation, corvée, corvs, or no, it would just be corv? No, it's corvs. Corvette, corvid, corvina, corvine, corvus, corribant, oh man, corribantic, corridolus. Okay, so this is tough because I'm tempted to pick the corvids. I like the corvids. They are very smart, but I also kind of like coruscant because it's shining and glittering, and there's the whole Star Wars thing. Well, that gets a special shout out, but I think I'm gonna have to go corvid or corvine of maybe Maybe corvine. I don't know. What is it? It doesn't matter. Corvid. Let's just pick corvid as the word of the episode. Because we have learned so much about these animals in recent years and how smart they are, and they can solve puzzles and make friends, and if you become a friend with them, they'll bring you things. You may not like the things, but they think they're pretty great, so they're giving you presents. They literally do this. I don't know how I'm going to make friends with the corvids. I don't know how I'm gonna make friends with the corvids. I guess I'm just gonna have to sit outside with some food and wait and wait and wait until they say hi. Okay, let's read the holidays. There's nothing on that first page, but there's also Lailat al-Miraj. That's in the U.S., probably other places. It is, I suspect this is many places, including Canada, UK, probably US. It is Rare Disease Day. There are a lot of rare diseases, and a lot of people have them, but not a lot of people have each one. Does that make sense? In Finland, it is the Day of Finnish Culture. In Belgium, it is Carnival. In Spain, it is Andalusia Day. Carnival Monday in Spain, I think, and other places. Ecuador, Carnival begins. Clearly, we're in the Carnival times. Fun holidays. Car keys and small change day. Make sure you have your car keys and maybe small change. Although, we don't use small change much anymore. Floral Design Day. Global Scouse Day. And it shows a picture of some food. So is scouse a food? I have not heard of this. International Repetitive Strain Injury Awareness Day. Don't keep on repeating those strain injuries. National Chocolate Soufflé Day. Yes, tasty. National Public Sleeping Day. Everybody just go out and sleep in public on benches. Ooh, it's National Science Day. Go do some science. National Tooth Fairy Day. Shrove Monday, also known as Carnival Monday. Calliope Monday, Fat Monday, Hall Monday, Loony Grass, Merry Monday, Pisen Monday, Peace Monday, Rose Monday, lots of things. Okay, one more page to check real fast. Anything else? No, we did it all. All right, that was great. We finished page 281. I can't wait until we get to talk again in the next episode. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to another episode of The Dictionary. We have made it to March of 2022. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, we are at the top of page 282. We got a bunch of fun words in here. And, okay, reminding myself of my sound effect. Okay, got it. Good. All right, so the first word in this episode is corim, or karim, or corum. More of an sound, corum. I'm going to say corim, C-O-R-Y-M-B. You don't really say the B, just corim. Noun from 1794. A flat-topped, inflorescence, a flat-topped inflorescence, specifically one in which the flower stalks arise at different levels on the main axis and reach about the same height, and in which the outer flowers open first. And it says, see the inflorescence illustration. There's a whole illustration for inflorescence. So what is it? A flat top, specifically the flower stalks arise at different levels on the main axis and reach about the same height for the outer flowers, which open first. I think something like that. Corymbose is an adjective. And this is from the Latin corymbus, which is a cluster of fruit or flowers. And that is from the Greek korymbos with a K. Okay, next word. That is the sound effect for today. For those who don't know, I put a sound effect in between each word so you know where they end and start. Okay, so this word is Corynebacterium. Corynebacterium. It's all one word. Coryne is Corryne. Just making sure I am pronouncing it correctly. You could also say Corynebacterium. It is a noun from 1909. Any of a large genus, Corynebacterium, of usually gram-positive, non-motile bacteria that occur as irregular or branching rods and include numerous important animal and plant pathogens. Corynebacterial is an adjective. So non-motile, that means they can't move on their own, I think. I don't know anything about this world. This is from the Greek koryne with a K, and that means club. So maybe they're sort of club-shaped, rounded, possibly. Okay. Next word is coryneiform. Adjective from 1952, being or resembling Corynebacteria. Those Corynebacteria are in a coryneiform. Next word. It is coryphaeus. Coryphaeus or Coryphaeus. Coryphaeus. Noun from 1655. 1. The leader of a party or school of thought. Coryphaeus. And then number 2, the leader of a chorus. There was another funny chorus word that we had that I don't think people, it was like the member of a chorus was something, so now the leader of a chorus is a coryphaeus. It's like it makes sense and doesn't make sense all at the same time. I'm not sure why. Yes, this is a Latin word, and it means leader. From the Greek koryphaeos, koryphe, and that means summit. So the leader would be at the top of a summit. The summit is like the top of a hill, maybe. So they would be up there leading everybody else, leading the chorus, leading the school of thought, leading them into battle. I don't know what they do, but they are the coryphaeus. Yep, that's how you say it. Next word. Coryphae. Coryphae. Coryphee. The first E has an accent, which is down on the left and up on the right. Is there like a shorter way I can say that? It's the accent that goes, huh? It's like my sound effect today. Huh? Noun from 1828. A ballet dancer who dances in a small group instead of in the corps de ballet or as a soloist. So the corps de ballet is, I think, the whole group of ballet dancers, usually a large group. Obviously, the opposite would be a soloist who dances on their own. But no, this coryphée is a dancer who's in a small group. It's like a jazz combo of ballet. But it's the dancer. It's the dancer that's the coryphée, not the group. I wonder if the group has a name. Okay, next word. It is coryza. 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 noun from 1634. An acute inflammatory contagious disease involving the upper respiratory tract, especially the synonym common cold. I would think the coronavirus would be possibly one of these related. I'm not sure. I could have my words wrong, but it seems like that would be a coryza. Coryzal, with an L at the end, that is an adjective. This is from the Greek coryza with a K. That means nasal mucus. Coryza is nasal mucus. It is akin to the Old English word Hrot. Hrot? How do you say that word? Hrot? That also means nasal mucus. From the Sanskrit word kardama, and that means mud. So yeah, nasal mucus, it's like the mud of your nose. And then it can get spread out through the air if you sneeze or breathe, and then you're spreading your coryza. Ew. Next word, hup. So we finished all of the COR words. Now we're on the COS words. This is probably, it's a lot shorter than I thought, actually. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4.5 episodes. Much shorter than some of the other ones. Okay, the first one is COS, abbreviation for 1. Companies, 2. Consul or consulship, 3. Cosine. We're going to get into cosine this episode. Aren't you excited? And then also 4. Counties. Next word is COS again, all caps this time. Abbreviation for 1. Cash on shipment. So when it is shipped, that is when the cash happens. Also number 2, chief of staff. The chief of staff is also a coryphaeus, because they're the chief, they're the leader of the staff, they're the coryphaeus of staff, and the abbreviation stays the same. Next word, it is cosec, COSEC, abbreviation for cosecant. That is a fun math word. Maybe some people don't know that, but we're going to get into it right now. Cosecant, COSECANT, noun from circa 1706. It's about trigonometry, people. Some of you may not be familiar with this yet. 1. A trigonometric function that for an acute angle is the ratio between the hypotenuse of a right triangle of which the angle is considered part and the leg opposite the angle. Oh man, I don't remember this stuff. I could try and figure that out. Trigonometric function that for an acute angle is the ratio between the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So a right triangle, one of the angles is 90 degrees, like a wall is 90 degrees. The other two angles are going to be acute, which means they're less than 90 degrees. Let's see, of which the angle is considered part. I don't remember these things. 2, a trigonometric function, and then it shows the function CSC, and then something that looks like a 0. So CSC stands for cosecant. And then I don't know if this image, this picture, this character is a 0 or if it's a symbol that means something else. But it's like shaped like a 0. It looks like it's italics. Sometimes people write zeros with a diagonal line through it to show that it's a 0 and not an O. But this one has a horizontal line. I'm not sure if it's 0 or something else. Anyway, so this is a trigonometric function. We show this the symbol that is the reciprocal of this sign, SINE, for all real numbers. And then it shows that symbol again, 0, so maybe it's 0, for which the sign is not 0, and that is exactly equal to the cosecant of an angle of measure 0 in radians. I remember doing this in a couple of different classes, but I just can't remember enough to describe it in a much more simple way. But It has to do with angles, degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 45, anywhere in between, around a 360-degree circle. So angles and things like that. And I don't remember why. This is from, not helpful, New Latin, co plus secans, which means secant. Whatever a secant is, we're going to get there later. Okay, next word. It is coset, and it's just spelled like it sounds, coset. Noun from 1910, a subset of a mathematical group that consists of all the products obtained by multiplying either on the right or the left a fixed element of the group by which of the elements of a given subgroup. Whoa, that sentence did not make any sense. What? A subset of a mathematical group that consists of all the products obtained by multiplying either on the right or the left a fixed element of the group by which of the elements of a given subgroup. Nope, still didn't make any sense. Sorry for that. It's a set of things. Next word, ha. It is cosh, C-O-S-H, first form, noun from 1869. It is chiefly British, and it means a weighted weapon similar to a blackjack. I'm not familiar with this blackjack weapon. Maybe we need to find a picture of this. It is perhaps from the Romani word. Is Romani a language from Rome? I don't think so. Maybe it's Romanian. Something. Romani language, kas or kash, spelled C-A-S or C-A-S-T, and there is a curved thing over the S, so that means stick or piece of wood. So a kash is basically a piece of wood, but it's weighted. Yeah. Second form of kash is a transitive verb from 1896, also chiefly British, and it means to strike or assault with or as if with a kash. So you're kashing with a kash, whatever it is. I think it's just hitting. Next word. It is consignatory. Consignatory, noun from 1865. It is a joint signer. So two people are signing a document, and they are co-signatories. Could it be co-signatory? That's what I would think. Relatedly, we have the next word. It is co-signer. Co-signer. I think you emphasize the co. Co-signer. Sometimes people need a co-sign, like if the bank says they don't got enough money to buy or rent a place, then somebody else has to co-sign to say, no, they're good for the money, and if they're not, then I'm going to help out financially. But let's read the real definition for co-signer. Noun from circa 1903. Oh, look, this synonym is just consignatory, but especially a joint signer of a promissory note. And cosign is also a verb. Promissory note, does that just mean like we promise to give you the money? Some way, somehow. All right, we have made it to the last word. It is cosine. I promised we would get there. C-O-S-I-N-E, noun from 1635. It is related to cosecant. They're all in the same world of trigonometry. There's sine and cosine and tangent, and is it secant and cosecant, and there's another one that I can't remember. They're like similar and opposites of each other. Okay, cosine, noun from 1635. 1. A trigonometric function that, for an acute angle, is the ratio between the leg adjacent to the angle when it is considered part of a right triangle and the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse of a right triangle is the line that is the opposite of the right triangle, so of the right angle, the 90-degree angle. So you got the 90-degree angle, let's say it's sitting on the floor, and then the opposite of that, if you go up at a diagonal, whatever way it's facing, that line is the hypotenuse. And if you've seen the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the c in the c squared is the hypotenuse line. That's the Pythagorean theorem. So something about that. The angles of the legs and the hypotenuse is adjacent. Number 2, a trigonometric function, and then it shows cosine, cos, and then that 0 thing, that for all real numbers, again, there's the symbol, is given by the sum of the alternating series, and that is exactly equal to the cosine of an angle of measure 0 in radians. Wow. So that the alternating series, it shows an example of this. I will try to quickly describe it. So we see cosine 0, or whatever that symbol is, on the left side, and then it says equal to 1 minus, we've got a fraction here. It's that symbol squared on top. The numerator is 0. I'll just call it a 0, although I'm not sure if it's a 0. 0 squared on the top. It can't be 0 because it's got to be a stand-in for something else. And then below that is 2 and then an exclamation mark. And an exclamation mark in math means that you multiply, I think you multiply all the numbers together from that number down to 0 or down to 1. So 2 times 1. Oh, I hope I'm remembering this right. I think it's called factorial or something like that. So it's symbol squared over 2 factorial 2 exclamation mark. And then plus, see, it gets very complicated very quickly. Then we have this at another fraction, the symbol to the 4th power. So instead of a 2, it's a 4. And then that is over the denominator, which is 4 factorial. I think that's 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You see a pattern here? Oh, but then we have minus. It's the same format, but it's a 6 instead of a 4 instead of a 2. So symbol to the 6th power over 6 factorial. And then we go plus again, the symbol over symbol to the 8th power over 8 factorial. And then it's a pattern, plus, minus, and then the numbers keep on going up, probably to 10, 12, etc. I don't understand what any of that means. This is from the Middle Latin word sinus, looks like sinus, and that means sine, cosine, and sine. All right, well, that broke my brain pretty bad. This is going to be a very long episode. So the words today were corim, Corynebacterium, coryneiform, corypheus, coryphae, coryza. Have to remember what these are. Cos, cosic, cosecant, coset, cosh, cosignatory, cosigner, and cosine. I am going to pick, I think I'm going to pick corypheus as the word of the episode. It's the leader of something. I am the corypheus of this dictionary podcast. I am the leader. You have to follow me as I read the words and the definitions. All right, well, now is the time for the very long holiday time section because it's the beginning of a new month and we have lots and lots of things to read. So let's do it now. It is Beer Day. This marks the end of beer prohibition in Iceland in 1989. Beer Day. They like their beer over there. In Iraqi Kurdistan, it is commemoration of Mustafa Barzani's death. It is Heroes Day in Paraguay. It is Independence Day for Bosnia and Herzegovina from the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia in 1992. In Poland, it is National Cursed Soldiers Remembrance Day. It's also Remembrance Day in Marshall Islands. Wales and Welsh communities are celebrating St. David's Day, and I'm not going to try and say that in their language. In South Korea, it is Samiljeol. In Bulgaria, it is Baba Marta Day. Relatedly, in Romania and Moldova, it is Martisor. It is the final day, the fourth or the fifth day of Ayam Iha in the Baha'i faith. It is World Civil Defense Day. The Yap state has Yap Day. It is Zero Discrimination Day. It is Internationally Self-Injury Awareness Day. So there's a couple of things on that. There are some people who purposely self-injure themselves for various reasons, and if you are doing that, I would suggest that you go get some help, some therapy, because I don't think you should be doing that. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but also you have to be aware of when you accidentally self-injure yourself by maybe stubbing your toe or bumping into something. I do that. More holidays. It's Mardi Gras. Relatedly, it's Punchki Day. Wait, but the other thing said Punchki Day was before, like 2 weeks ago. So can we have 2 Punchki Days? I think we can. It is Shrove Tuesday, also called Pancake Day. Canada has Social Work Week starts. Switzerland has Anniversary Proclamation Republic Neuchâtel. It's the beginning of autumn in South Africa. It's the beginning of spring in the UK because they're on opposite sides, sort of the Earth. Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. Let's see. International Day for Civil Protection. World Civil Defense Day. Not sure if I said that already. Okay, let's check the fun holidays. Asiatic Fleet Memorial Day. International Pancake Day. We already kind of said that. National Dadgum That's Good Day. So people say, Dadgum That's Good when they're talking about food. So you can say that about your food. Maybe your food is fruit compote because it's National Fruit Compote Day. Here's a good one. National Horse Protection Day. Let's protect them. This is my day. National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. Throw in some chocolate. I'm happy. I'm happy as a pig in something because it's also National Pig Day. National Sportsmanship Day. National Wedding Planning Day. Got to do all your planning today. Peace Corps Day. Plan a solo vacation day. A lot of people are scared to do that, but I think it's good. It's good to get out of your safety bubble. Your, what do you call that? Your happy place? I don't know. It is Retired Not Retired Day. Don't understand what that means. Share a Smile Day. World Compliment Day. So maybe you can give a smile if you compliment somebody. Can you compliment somebody, please? Okay, so now we're on the page that says all of the months and the weeks and things, so let's see what else we got today. Baby Sleep Day. Baby, go sleep. Isra and Mirage. Justin Bieber's birthday. This page loves famous pop stars because that's some of the birthdays are on this page for them. Okay, Maha Shivaratri. Okay, we're getting there. St. David's Day. World Music Therapy Day. Music just can be very therapeutic, but people actually use music for therapy. Hearing Awareness Week. Universal Human Beings Week. Of course, human beings are only on this planet. We're not all over the universe, so how can we have Universal Human Beings Week? It is Poison Prevention Awareness Month. Bleeding Disorders Awareness Month. Workplace Eye Wellness Month. Be careful of your eyes. We all look at screens. It is Trisomy Awareness Month, or maybe it's trisomy. I'm not sure how to say it. I think it may have to do with, well, let's just click on it real quick. Congenital disorder that occurs when there are 3 copies of a chromosome instead of the typical 2. And so Down syndrome is one of the most well-known manifestations of trisomy. I don't know how to say that word, but it is awareness for all the conditions that come from trisomy, including Down syndrome. It is Red Cross Month. Adopt a Rescued Guinea Pig Month. But who rescued who? National Women's History Month. We gotta be. We still have work to do in all of these different areas. So keep on doing the work. National Crafting Month. National Umbrella Month. Dolphin Awareness Month. If you don't know about dolphins, now you can become aware of them. Irish American Heritage Month. March Madness. Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. National Athletic Training Month. National Caffeine Awareness Month. National Celery Month. National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month. National Cheerleading Safety Month. It is actually very difficult. It's a very difficult sport, so there are lots of injuries happen. So yeah, be safe, cheerleaders. National Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Brain Injury Awareness Month. National Credit Education Month. National Music in Our Schools Month. We got to get more art and music in our schools because they have been cutting all the programs and they got to get them back. Come on. This is what makes people great. Art and music and stuff. Okay, we're getting there. National Social Work Month. National Sauce Month. I love sauces and dips. National Peanut Month. That's why it's Peanut Butter Lovers Day. National Nutrition Month. National Noodle Month. National Kidney Month. National Frozen Food Month. National Flower Month. I think these are all in America. We're very self-centered that way. National Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And lastly, National Crochet Month. Should I learn how to crochet and or knit? We'll see. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in March. All right. Finally, we finished this episode. Thank you very, very much for listening. Go share this and subscribe to it. And you know all the things that you got to do for podcasts. This has been Spencer dispensing information to you. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to another episode of The Dictionary. Yep, it's another one. It's time for another one. Okay, the first word in this episode is cos lettuce. Cos or cos lettuce. C-O-S, second word, lettuce, the thing that we eat. Some people eat it. Not everybody eats it. More people should eat it. This is a noun from 1699, and the synonym is just romaine. So yeah, romaine lettuce. It's also called cos or cos lettuce. And the reason it is called that is because it is from Kos or Kos, which is a Greek island. And it looks like it's spelled either with a C or a K. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's just two different options. The K makes a lot more sense since it's Greek. Okay, so the sound effect is going to be doot doodly doot. Next word is cosmeceutical. Cosmeceutical. So it's a combination of, I'm just going to tell it to you now, cosmetic and pharmaceutical. Noun from 1985, a cosmetic preparation that has pharmaceutical properties. What might that be? Well, it's possible Botox, not Botex. Botox might be considered that because it is both cosmetic and pharmaceutical, but I don't know if they would officially consider that to be cosmeceutical. I also don't know if people use this anymore. Next word, boobadoo-bop. It's close enough. Next word is cosmetic. First form, adjective from 1638. 1. Of, relating to, or making for beauty, especially of the complexion, specifically the complexion of the skin. And a synonym is beautifying, with a Y-I-N-G, beautifying. As in, cosmetic salves, S-A-L-V-E-S. 2. Done or made for the sake of appearance, as 2A. Correcting defects, especially of the face. And I have strong opinions about the combining defects and face. That is a very subjective term to say there's a defect in something. not everybody's going to see something as a defect. I guess if you want it to be changed, you can, but also know that there are some other issues that will come along if you do something like the example cosmetic surgery. We've all seen those bad photos. Okay, to be, the synonyms are decorative and ornamental. Similarly to C, not substantive, and the synonym is superficial, as in cosmetic changes. Yeah, so for to be and to see, it's more about something that's on the surface. It's not changing what it is deep down. It could be a person. It could be, paint. If you repaint, that's more of a cosmetic change. When people go to look at a new place to live, there is a lot of things that are cosmetic changes that are easy to change if they don't like it. But there are certain things like the word I'm looking for, the base, the structure of the thing, that's a lot harder to change. Where the walls are, that's a bigger change than just a cosmetic change, which is just slapping some paint on the thing. Number 3, for cosmetic, visually appealing. Cosmetically is an adverb. This is from the Greek kosmetikos. I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced. That's, of course, with K's. That means skilled in adornment. That is from kosmein, which means to arrange or adorn. From cosmos, which means order. And we're going to see cosmos at the end of tomorrow's episode. Cosmos is order. Everything is in order, arranged, adorned. Okay. Moving on to the next word, doot. Second form of cosmetic, noun from 1650, something that is cosmetic. Great definition. As a cosmetic preparation for external use. And I assume that would be like makeup. And then B, which would be plural, superficial features. As in a poem without rhetorical cosmetics. Without rhetorical superficial features. That is a quote from Guy Davenport. Or would it be Guy Davenport? Next word, doot. That sounds like the beginning of that song, In the Mood. So the next word is cosmetic case. 2 words, noun from 1948. A small piece of luggage, especially for cosmetics. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. Next word is cosmetician. Noun from 1924. A person who is professionally trained in the use of cosmetics. And they probably have a bunch of cosmetic cases. They probably have a real big fancy one that opens up and it's got all these compartments and hidden shelves and things and drawers maybe. They love their cosmetic cases. They've been to cosmetology school, which we're going to come up to soon. But first, the cosmetician has been to cosmetology school, of course. But first, we have to talk about the next word. Doot. It is cosmetize. No, it is cosmeticize. Cosmeticize. That's how you say it. Cosmeticize. Verb from 1824. To make superficially attractive. That's the definition. And then the example of the thing that you are making superficially attractive would be something unpleasant or ugly. And again, those are very, very subjective terms. But yes, that's kind of involved. That's kind of assumed in the definition. Superficially attractive. It's it's on the surface. It's very subjective. So that's what we're dealing with. Cosmeticize. Next word, doodly-doop. It is cosmetologist. Noun from 1926. A person who gives beauty treatments as to skin and hair. And it is called also just beautician. And so that is going to be probably similar or different to cosmetician. There's cosmetologist and cosmetician. What are the differences? I guess cosmetologist is more about beauty treatments, and cosmetician is professionally trained in the use of cosmetics. I think they're very similar. They probably have both gone to cosmetology school. Cosmetology is the actual word. I just added school to it. So cosmetology, noun from 1926, the cosmetic treatment of the skin, hair, and nails. So dealing with all of that stuff, it's called cosmetology. This is from the French cosmétique, which means cosmetic. And that's it for that. And I remember hearing people going to cosmetology school, becoming a cosmetologist, and it hurt my brain a little bit because I would think of it as more of the cosmos, studying the space and the things out there in the world. But that's something else. It's a slightly different word. I don't know why I said word. Cosmology, that's where it's different. That's the other one. Cosmology, and this one is cosmetology. That's how they're different. And we're going to talk more about cosmology and other stuff in tomorrow's episode. So the next word, we're actually starting to get into that word. Why? I don't know if I want to say word or world. So my brain just says, just keep on saying whatever sound as you're making right now. Oh boy. Slow down, people. Okay, our next word, boop-a-doop bloop bloop. It is cosmic. Also cosmical. You could say that too. This is an adjective from 1685, 1a, of or relating to the cosmos, the extraterrestrial vastness, or the universe in contrast to the earth alone. Oh, there's so much there. It is so cosmic, man. 1b, of relating to or concerned with abstract, spiritual, or metaphysical ideas. That is also very cosmic, man. Those abstract, spiritual, or metaphysical ideas could also be related to the extraterrestrial vastness and other things, but we don't know. Number 2, for cosmic, characterized by greatness, especially in extent, intensity, or comprehensiveness, as in a cosmic thinker. They should update that statue called the Thinker and make it the Cosmic Thinker. But how do you change it? Cosmically is an adverb. This is from the Greek kosmikos, which is from cosmos or cosmos, which means order or universe. The universe is definitely not in order. It's just chaos all the time. That's what's happening. Next word. It is cosmic background radiation. 3 words. Noun from circa 1976. And the synonym is just background radiation. And I'm sure I talked about that when we had that word, background radiation. But it's the cosmic background radiation. It's all through everything. It's all through the universe, right here, right now, with us, all the time, everywhere, and it's always happening. We can't really feel it or see it unless you are able to turn your TV to a non-channel, which you might not be able to do. But that signal that you see, that is the cosmic background radiation. It's left over from the Big Bang. That bang that was so big. Here we go with the next word. Boop, 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 boop. Cosmic dust. 2 words. Noun from 1881. Very fine particles of solid matter found in any part of the universe. You can check any little corner of the universe and you will find very fine particles of solid matter. We call it cosmic dust. Next word. Beep-a-doop-a-doop. It is cosmic microwave background, and this is basically the same as cosmic background radiation. Noun from 1981. The synonym is again background radiation. So I think, yes, a lot of it, or some of it, or all of it, not sure. comes through the microwaves, those waves that are micro and small. Next word, beep, 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 beep. Cosmic noise. 2 words. Let's make some cosmic noise. Noun from 1947, unidentified celestial radio frequency radiation, especially such radiation originating from outside the Milky Way. Okay. We've got people who are always checking the cosmic noise, this radio frequency radiation, to see if we get any signals from anywhere that's outside of the Milky Way galaxy. I don't know why we're not. Are we checking inside the Milky Way galaxy too? I mean, there's a lot of stuff just within our own galaxy, so maybe that's easier to see, to receive. I don't know. But yeah, it's radio waves coming from somewhere else, and it seems like noise. I mean, there is noise, there is that natural stuff, but maybe there's something else in there. Next word, boop, boopity boop. Cosmic ray, R-A-Y, noun from 1925, a stream of atomic nuclei of extremely penetrating character that enter the Earth's atmosphere from outer space at speeds approaching that of light. So these rays, they almost are as fast as the speed of light, almost as fast as light, which is at the speed of light. But nothing can quite get there. Let's see, a stream of atomic nuclei of extremely penetrating character that enters the Earth's atmosphere. Where is it coming from? It's just from outer space, these rays. Next word, boop. Cosmic string. 2 words, noun from 1983. It's a string that a cat can play with out in the cosmos. It is any of a class of hypothetical supermassive astronomical objects that are extremely thin, but are millions of light years long, and that are postulated to have formed very early in the history of the universe. This just breaks my brain. Do people actually think that there are massive, extremely thin strings going through the universe? I mean, literally? I mean, I know that there's string theory, which talks about tiny, tiny little strings on the quantum level, but that even still hurts my brain. Makes a little bit more sense. Why are they strings? I don't understand. It's very complicated. Go learn about it. Next and last word for this episode. It is cosmochemistry. Cosmochemistry, 1 word, noun from 1940, a branch of chemistry that deals with the chemical composition of and changes in the universe. It's constantly changing for the most part, but very slowly, I should say. Usually very slowly. Cosmochemical is an adjective, and cosmochemist is a noun. What if your name was Cosmo and you became a cosmochemist? Cosmo the cosmochemist. Whatever. Okay, the words in this episode were cosletus, cosmeceutical, cosmetic, cosmetic case, cosmetician, cosmeticize, cosmetologist, cosmetology, cosmic, cosmic background radiation, cosmic dust, cosmic microwave background, cosmic noise, cosmic ray, cosmic string, cosmochemistry. I think I may just pick cosmic as the word of the episode because it encompasses all these other cool cosmic words and phrases, but it also is just all the cosmic stuff and it's more. It's, abstract, spiritual, or metaphysical ideas. Thinking about that, it's so cosmic. It's so cosmic. It's so cosmic. We should have lots of songs that are cosmic. Okay, let's talk about the holidays. In Sri Lanka, it is Air Force Day. I think I'm on the right page. Yes. In Balochistan, it is Balok Culture Day. It is the Feast of Allah in the Baha'i Faith. In Libya, it is Jamahiriya. I don't know if I said that right. Jamahiriya Day. The U.S. has National Read Across America Day. Myanmar has Peasants Day. Texas Independence Day. It doesn't say where they were independent from. Is this a future holiday? Ethiopia has Victory at Adwa Day. This page says we have also Ash Wednesday. That's the first day of Lent. Yes, that now begins the time that people are saying, nope, I'm not going to have these things in my life because why? Why exactly? It's International Rescue Cat Day. Go rescue a cat. National Banana Cream Pie Day. Old Stuff Day. We all got old stuff. Stop Bad Service Day. Also, just don't give bad service. World Teen Mental Wellness Day. That is, a lot of people don't really start working on their mental wellness until they're adults. And even then, not a lot of people do it. So, well, yeah, let's start talking about mental wellness earlier. Meditation, that's a good place to start. Okay. Oh, it's Dr. Seuss's birthday. Happy birthday, Dr. Seuss. That was not his real name. National Egg McMuffin Day. American Citizenship Day. That's it. All of those things. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to a very serious episode about words that I say. This is the podcast called The Dictionary. I am your host, Spencer, and I am reading this dictionary to you and to myself and to my future self. And I like to say the things that I think about when I come across them. Okay, not entirely sure what this sound effect is going to be today. I feel like it should be something cosmos related, but what kind of sound? There is no sound in space because it's a vacuum. What do you do? I don't know. The first word in this episode is cosmogenic. 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 Adjective from 1962. Produced by the action of cosmic rays, as in cosmogenic carbon-14. Okay, it is sound effect time. I don't know, the first thing I thought of was blast off, like a rocket shooting out into space. The next word is cosmogony. 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 Noun from 1696. 1. A theory of the origin of the universe. Cosmogony. Clearly, this is a theory from a long, long time ago. 2. The creation or origin of the world or universe. What does cosmogony say? Maybe we should put a link in the show notes and we can read about what people who believed in cosmogony, what did they think specifically? It doesn't say. It just says a theory of the origin of the universe. But what was the theory? Cosmogonic? No, cosmogonic. Did I read this word wrong? It's cosmogony. Wait, no. Is it? Cosmogony? Cosmogony? I don't even know how to pronounce the G's and the J's and the G's and the G's. Cosmogonic. Maybe that's how you say that word. Cosmogonical. That is an adjective. And cosmogonist or cosmogonist. Neither one sounds right anymore. That is a noun. And this is from Greek cosmogonia, maybe? From cosmos plus gonos, which means offspring, akin to the Greek genos or genos, and that means race. And there's more at the word kin, K-I-N. Blast off. Next word is cosmography. Cosmography. Noun from the 14th century. 1. A general description of the world or of the universe. It's just a very general description of either the world or the universe, either one. 2. The science that deals with the constitution of the whole order of nature. All of nature. That is a lot of stuff. There's so many things in nature, all the way through all the universes. And yeah, that's general. The science of all that is cosmography. Cosmographer is a noun. Cosmographic or cosmographical, those are adjectives. And, we pretty much know where this word comes from. Cosmos, the Greek, all that. Did we come across what cosmos itself means in Greek? Yes, it just means universe. Blast off. Next word is cosmoline. Cosmoline. So it has a capital C, Cosmoline. Cosmoline. It is a trademark, and it is used for corrosion-preventing petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly that prevents corrosion. So it is cosmoline. I wonder why they call it cosmoline. Blast off. Next word is cosmological constant. Noun from 1928. A constant term used in the relativistic equations for gravity to represent a repulsive force, which may account in part for the rate of expansion of the universe. I sort of generally understand this, but I think I need more information. It's a constant term. So when they're writing out all their formulas, they use this term and it's constant. It doesn't change. It's used in relativistic equations for gravity. So it's meant to represent gravity in the formulas, I think, to represent a repulsive force. So gravity is the opposite of repulsive. It's pulling things together. It represents a repulsive force, which may account in part for the rate of expansion of the universe. So it's so gravity is pulling things together, but it's pushing things apart. And then when the Big Bang happened, everything was being pushed apart real fast, and it has been slowing down. But I think also they say maybe it's speeding up. I'm not sure. It's very confusing. Blast off. Next word is cosmology. Man, I should have had a cosmologist on this episode. Maybe I'll reach out to somebody. So, cosmology, noun from circa 1656. 1A, a branch of metaphysics that deals with the nature of the universe. I just find this so fascinating. I don't think I can go back to school for this, but boy, it is something to think about. 1B, a theory or doctrine describing the natural order of the universe. 2, a branch of astronomy that deals with the origin, structure, and space-time relationships of the universe. What? A branch of astronomy that deals with the origin, structure, and space-time relationships of the universe. That's so much. And then also a theory dealing with these matters. Just these simple matters of space-time relationships and the structure and origin of the universe. Cosmological is an adjective, cosmologically is an adverb, and cosmologist is a noun. Blast off. Next word is cosmonaut. Cosmonaut. N-A-U-T. Noun from 1955. An astronaut of the Soviet or Russian space program. That is what they call them, the cosmonauts. Here in America, we have astronauts, and I think other countries have other nauts that are called other things. It's just taking the Greek word cosmos plus the Russian Interesting. Is the suffix naut, is that Russian? I think it is. So I think we stole their suffix and put astro before it because we were like, well, we can't also have cosmonauts, but we can have astronauts. Yeah. They were the first. Yuri Gagarin, was that the guy? He was the first one to go up into space. Next word, he blasted off to the Cosmopolis. Did he go to the Cosmopolis? This is a noun from 1849. Oh, it's just a cosmopolitan city. Probably New York, Milan, Paris, Nebraska. Yeah, cosmolites. It's a back formation from cosmopolites. Cosmopolites. These are fun. We're going to see that soon. They live in a cosmopolis. All right, next word, blast off. It is cosmopolitan. First form, noun from circa 1645. Number one is the synonym cosmopolite. I do wish these were related to the cosmos and galaxies in the universe, but it's just talking about people in a cosmopolitan city. How can we? Yeah, something. Number two, for cosmopolitan, it is a cocktail made of vodka, orange-flavored liqueur, lime juice, and cranberry juice, called also just a Cosmo. We don't have time to say cosmopolitan. It is pretty long. I wonder who coined this. I mean, it must be from the cosmopolites who were drinking these drinks in their cosmopolitan cities called cosmopolises. And you just feel so fancy to drink one of these. Next word, blast off. It is the second form of cosmopolitan, adjective from 1798. 1. Having worldwide rather than limited or provincial scope or bearing. So the provincial scope or bearing, it's worldwide rather than limited. Okay, number two. It's an interesting. It's sort of coming together in my mind. If you live in a cosmopolitan city, does that mean that you have a wider view of the world than people who are not in a cosmopolitan city? Is that what they're trying to say? If you are cosmopolitan, you have a broader scope of the world? I don't know, maybe. Number two, having wide international sophistication. And the synonym is worldly. Now, I kind of like those definitions, but, and we've got more, there's more definitions. I kind of like them, but it also comes across as, when you use the word cosmopolitan or you hear it used, it also comes across as, it can be a negative term, like, oh, that's so cosmopolitan. Not obviously not everybody's going to use it in a negative way, but sometimes people do. And, it just means worldly. I don't know where I'm going with this. We're just going to move on to the third definition. It is composed of persons, constituents, or elements from all or many parts of the world. That's what it's all about. It's the cosmos of the world. 4. Found in most parts of the world and under varied ecological conditions, as in a cosmopolitan herb. But now I just want to see an herb drinking a Cosmo. Cosmopolitanism. That is a noun. Blast off. Here we go with cosmopolite. Noun from circa 1618. A cosmopolitan person or organism. It's just a person or an organism that has a world view. It's very worldly. It's a worldly organism. Cosmopolitism. How do you say this word? Cosmopolitism. What? Cosmopolitism? Or cosmopolitism? Cosmopolit. Who knows? Cosmopolitism. That's a noun. Okay, this is our last word. Blast off. It is the word cosmos or cosmos. Interesting. So we have different pronunciations for different definitions. 1 and 2 also mos and mas. It could be cosmos, cosmos, or cosmos. I think all of those are fine. Noun from 1596. I believe number 1A is cosmos. It's just the number 1 definition for the word universe. And of course, there's the great show called Cosmos. There was one 40 or so years ago with Carl Sagan, and then Neil deGrasse Tyson picked that up a few years ago, plus other people. Carl Sagan's wife, I think her name is Anne Druyan. I don't know how to say it. And then also comes, I'm blanking on his name. He made Family Guy. You know who I'm talking about. Super talented guy, really into science, and he also was a producer on the show. And now it's going to hurt my brain. Seth MacFarlane, that's who it is. Okay, so that was 1A for Cosmos. Now we have 1B1, an orderly, harmonious, systematic universe. And compare to this would probably be the antonym, chaos. Chaos and cosmos. Are those supposed to be opposites in a certain set of contexts? I'm pretty sure the cosmos is chaotic, though. 1B2 is next. Synonyms are order and harmony. I want to know what context this gets used in. 2. A complex, orderly, self-inclusive system. Number 3, so this one I think is would be pronounced cosmos, maybe cosmos. And let's see, 3. Here we go. Any of a genus, cosmos, of tropical American composite herbs, especially a widely cultivated tall annual with yellow or red discs and showy ray flowers. And the scientific name is Cosmos bipinnatus. Something like that. And there is a picture of this Cosmos plant. What is it? It's an herb. It just looks like a flower, like a plant. It's got petals on the top and stems and leaves. And let's see. Yep, that is good for that. Okay, now I have to reread the words. See if I can get all of the emphases in all the right places. Cosmogenic, cosmogony, or cosmogony. Cosmography, cosmoline, cosmological constant, cosmology, cosmonaut, cosmopolis, cosmopolitan, cosmopolite, and cosmos, or cosmos. Let's see. I think I picked cosmic yesterday. Cosmopolitan is pretty fun. Cosmos, it's the cosmos. It's the cosmos. Funny word. Let's see. I want a cosmospolitan. I want somebody to make that drink. How would it be different? How do you make a cosmospolitan? Is it dark and it's got little specks for stars? Maybe there's some like deep blues or purples. That would be a cool drink. What do you put on it? I don't know. A little spaceship. Okay, this is just killing time for some reason. I don't know. Let's pick cosmos as the word of the episode. Flying through the cosmos, drinking my cosmopolitan. We're going by Jupiter and other planets, and we're going through the cosmos. But the cosmos also includes the very tiny, so don't forget about that. All right, so the holidays today, this may be the last day of holidays. I'm not sure. I got to go double check. In Japan, it is Girls' Day, which is also called Hinamatsuri. In Charlottesville, Virginia, USA, it is Liberation and Freedom Day. I wonder about that. Bulgaria has Liberation Day. Malawi has Martyrs' Day. Georgia has Mother's Day. Egypt has Sportsman's Day. Lebanon has Teacher's Day. It is also World Hearing Day, about, your ears. Not everybody can hear, so, talk about the fact that some people can't hear. It's also World Wildlife Day. Let's try and protect our wildlife. In the UK, it is the EFL Awards. Sorry, UK, I don't know what that is. Okay, let's check the fun holidays. It is 33 Flavors Day, and I think they're talking about ice cream. Canadian Bacon Day. I Want You to Be Happy Day. National Anthem Day. National Cold Cuts Day. National Hospitalist Day. National Moscow Mule Day. National Mulled Wine Day. Both good drinks. National Soup It Forward Day. So give somebody some soup. Peach Blossom Day. Talk in Third Person Day. Spencer's not going to talk about Third Person Day. It's TB 303 Appreciation Day. I do not know what that is. This is a fun one. What if cats and dogs had opposable thumbs day? What if? How would the world be different? Maybe they would have taken over the planet instead of humans. It's World Book Day in UK and Ireland. So start reading. I think I read one book last year. My goal is one book this year, but I might be able to make it to 2. Okay, did we get them all? Anything else that we may have missed? Missouri Compromise Day, Japan Dolls Festival. I wonder if that's related to Girls' Day. And that is it. All right, now I have to go listen to the March 3rd episode from last year to see if I read any holidays. I got to remind myself of where I finished with that. What else is going on? We just watched Belfast. Belfast is a good movie from Kenneth Branagh, very autobiographical about the troubles in Northern Ireland in the 60s. Oh boy, that looks like it was a real tough time to live through. Yeah, but great movie, heartwarming, heart-wrenching, funny, dramatic. It's got everything. All right, I think that's a good place to end. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. It's my podcast, and I read the dictionary, and I tell you my thoughts, and what your job is to write a review and rate it all the stars that you can find in the cosmos, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at dictionarypod. Email is dictionarypod@gmail.com. Leave me a message on the Google Voice number if you would like, because then I can listen to it. And then maybe I will put it in an episode someday. You can write me a little theme song. That would be fun. Maybe I'll put it at the beginning. You can record your own little sound effect to also be played through an episode. But for now, it's just me doing the sound effects. Ooh, I think that's it. There's a Patreon. You can go do that thing. Yeah, I'm going to read the words. By the way, I did just listen to the end of the March 3rd episode from 2021, and I definitely did read the holidays there. So we got a little bit of a doubling up there. It did sound like that maybe I had started the holidays before that, but maybe I wasn't doing it every single day. Not really sure when I started it. But now, today, officially, we are done with that, and I have not put any thought into what I'm going to read next. I don't know. Maybe I should take a quick look and see. I mean, I know that there are pages that have birthdays. Yeah, this page has events, births, and deaths. Is there anything interesting? Oh boy. The events, that's a lot. There's a lot of events. The births, there's a lot of births, a lot of people to list there. I don't know if I got time for that. That maybe someday in the future we'll do that. Oh my God, the list keeps on going and going. A lot of people were born on days, different days. Deaths, same thing. A lot of people died on days. All right, well, maybe we'll just take a little bit of a break. And if you got an opinion on if you want me to add anything else at the end, let me know. Okay, cool. So let's read the words. The first word is Cossack. Cossack, capital Cossack. Noun from 1589. 1. A member of any of a number of autonomous communities drawn from various ethnic and linguistic groups, as Slavs, Tatars, and Circassians, that formed in Ukraine, southern Russia, and Caucasus Mountains and Siberia after about 1400, and that were completely incorporated into Tsarist Russia during the 18th and 19th centuries. And that clearly went on longer than I was expecting it to. Let's see. Groups of people coming together in Ukraine, southern Russia, and mountainous regions in Siberia around the year 1400. And yeah, I think that, they're the Cossacks. Number 2, a mountain soldier serving in a unit drafted from Cossack communities. So where does this word come from? From the Polish and Ukrainian word Kozak, something like that, Kozak. I assume it is pronounced similar to Cossack. It is also of Turkic origin, akin to the Volga Tatar word Kazakh, which means free person. So it's a pretty good word to call yourself a free person. Hopefully they were free. I don't know my history. I've heard of them, didn't really know much about them. So I'd like to think that they were free, and I don't know what happened after that. Okay, the sound effect is going to be, The first, this is the first form of the word cosset, 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 noun from 1579. It is a pet lamb. Yeah, like a sheep, a lamb. And then broadly just the synonym pet. A pet is called a cosset, specifically a pet lamb. Nobody knows where this word came from. It's not giving me a region of the world where this is used. If I ever have a pet lamb, I guess it'll be a cosset. All right, next word. It is the second form of cosset, transitive verb from 1640, and it means to treat as a pet. Also the synonym pamper. If you want to pamper me, you can cosset me, bring me some bonbons and sit me in front of a TV to watch some movies. That would be fun, although I think I would get bored of that. I need to do other stuff. Next word. It's the word cost, C-O-S-T. First form, noun from the 13th century. Let's see, we got some definitions. We got a couple of phrases here. Okay, 1A, the amount or equivalent paid or charged for something. And the synonym is price. What is it? Its price. How much does it cost? How much is going to come out of my wallet and put it into your wallet? 1B, the outlay or expenditure made to achieve an object. The outlay or expenditure made to achieve an object. And the example of the outlay or expenditure would be effort or sacrifice. So yes, something may not have a literal cost of money, but it could have some other kind of cost. Like maybe you had to give up something, lots of possibilities. 2, loss or penalty incurred, especially in gaining something. So you get something, but you got to give something, and that's the cost. Number 3 is plural, costs. Expenses incurred in litigation, especially those given by the law or the court to the prevailing party against the losing party. Those are the costs. Costless is an adjective. Audrey, I think, is trying to get into this room. Don't worry, we're almost done. Costlessly is an adverb. At all costs, that is a phrase that means regardless of the cost or consequences. At all costs. As in, was determined to win at all costs. They were willing to do anything that they could just to win. And then another phrase, at cost, and that means for the price of production. For the price of production. So there's one cost to produce a thing, and that's one cost. But then people tend to sell things at a higher cost to sell it to, the regular person. But if you get something at cost, you're just paying for what they paid for originally, which is typically a lower cost. It's good when you can get things at cost. As in the example, buy clothes at cost directly from the manufacturer. Okay, next word. Second form of cost. This is a verb from the 14th century, starting with intransitive. 1. To require expenditure or payment, as in, the best goods cost more. 2. To require effort, suffering, or loss. That sucks. And then we have transitive. 1. To have a price of. 2. To cause to pay, suffer, or lose something, as in, frequent absences cost him his job. Well, maybe he couldn't avoid those absences, but if he could have, maybe he would still have his job. Number 3 is, so it's saying that the past form of this word cost would be costed. What's the normal past form? Just cost? Yeah, I think so. This one's costed. Oh my God, Audrey, just have some patience. I try to teach you patience, but you haven't learned. Okay, so number 3 for cost, to estimate or set the cost of. And this is often used with the word out. Cost out. This is from the Latin constare, and that means to stand firm or cost. And there's more at the word constant. Next word. It's the word costa. I think you could say costa, but if this says costa, it is a noun from circa 1771. Number 1 is the 1A definition for the first form of the word rib, R-I-B, costa. 2, a part that resembles a rib. And the example of this part is the midrib of a leaf or the anterior vein of an insect wing. It's the costa. And costal is an adjective. Interesting. And there's more at the word coast. It just says it's a Latin word, costa, but it doesn't give much more than that. Next word. It is cost accountant. 2 words, noun from 1918, a specialist in cost accounting. Wouldn't you know it? That is our next word. Cost accounting. 2 words, noun from 1913, the systematic recording and analysis of the costs of material, labor, and overhead incident to production. They got to keep track of all the costs. Next word. It is costard. And it's not custard with a U, it is costard with an O. Noun from the 13th century. 1. Any of several large English cooking apples. Sounds tasty. And number 2 is archaic, and the synonyms are noddle, N-O-D-D-L-E, noddle. I thought it was noodle, but there's only one O, so it's noddle. And also, it's either pate or pate. I'm not sure. There's no accent on the E, so it could be pate, but it could also be pate. But I also don't know what a noddle is, so it's not helping. Next word. Cost benefit. 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1963. Of, relating to, or being economic analysis that assigns a numerical value to the cost effectiveness of an operation, procedure, or program. basically you got to see if it's going to be worth it, right? I think that's it. Next word. Cost effective. 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1967. Economical in terms of tangible benefits produced by money spent. As in, cost-effective measures to combat poverty. It's you got to be smart with your money. Cost-effectiveness. That is a noun. You got to use your money in the most effective way possible. Next word. Cost efficient. 2 words with a hyphen again. Adjective from 1970, and the synonym is just cost effective. Next word. Coster. Coster. Noun from 1851. All right. Audrey, you've worn me down. Let's go let you in. Here we go. Here she comes. Miss the cat. I actually just started an Instagram account for her. If you want to go check it out, it is at Audrey. No. Yes. No. Yes. It is at that Audrey cat. at that Audrey cat. And it's all spelled the normal way. I hope. Okay. So we have to get back on track. So coster, noun from 1851. It is British, and the synonym is costermonger. Costermonger. And that is our next word, because you were probably thinking just like me, what is a costermonger? I don't know what a coster is if I don't know what a costermonger is. So it is our next word. It's one word, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that. Noun from 1514. It is British, and it means a hawker of fruit or vegetables. So somebody who is trying to sell their fruits and vegetables, probably on the street, they are a costermonger. And but it doesn't say what. It's just coster plus monger. Monger, I think, is somebody who's maybe trying to sell their stuff, but it still doesn't say what coster. Oh, it's costard. It's from costard. Oh, we can find that real quick. That one is the English cooking apple. So that's how this all comes together. Costard plus monger, fruits, vegetables. They're trying to sell their big baking cooking apples. Is that what it was? English cooking apple. All right. Here we go with our last word. It is costive or costive. Costive. Adjective from the 14th century. 1a. Affected with constipation. You do not want to be affected with this. You don't want to be costive. 1b. Causing constipation. 2. Slow in action or expression. 3. Not generous, and the synonym is stingy. Costively is an adverb, and costiveness is a noun. And, the etymology, let's see, we got a little bit here. It is from Anglo-French verb costiver, which means to constipate. To constipate, which basically means to, slow or stop. So clearly we can find the connection to constipation, slow in action or expression. That was the number 2 definition. Yes, constipate, slow it down, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And 3, not generous or stingy. So I'm just trying to connect that to the etymology. That's about slowing down the output of money. You're not spending a lot of money, not generous, being very stingy with it, so your money has been constipated. Maybe? All right, so the words in this episode were Cossack, Cosset, Cost, Costa, Cost Accountant, Cost Accounting, Costard, Cost Benefit, Cost Effective, Cost Efficient, Coster, Costermonger, and costive. Maybe I'll just pick costermonger as the word of the episode. Here I am, I'm on the street. I'm trying to sell my costards. I am a costermonger. Come buy my fruits and veggies. Okay, so there's no holidays. We're not doing that anymore. I was about to do it, but I don't got to do it. That means our episodes might be a little bit shorter. Okay, that was the end of page 282. I'm very excited to get onto page 283. We will see what happens. This has been Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. This is the podcast where I am reading words from a book, and you get to hear it, and then I tell you what I think about it. This is the top of page 283, the first quarter of it. I think I gotta turn this down a little bit. Okay, so the first word is costly, C-O-S-T-L-Y. Adjective from the 14th century. 1A, commanding a high price, especially because of intrinsic worth. Something is intrinsically worth a lot. What does that mean? I don't know. It means something. It's worth a lot, and it commands a high price, as in costly gems. 1B, the synonyms are rich and splendid. 2, made or done at heavy expense or sacrifice, as in a costly mistake. Yeah, that's not so much money related. That could be a very, very bad mistake. Let's see. The sacrifice, the expense could be. I don't know. We don't need to go down that road. It could be bad though. Costliness is a noun. All right. The sound effect for this episode is going to be. It's just a word. Hey. Next word is costmary. Cost, and then what looks to be the name Mary, but it's all one word, no capitalized letters. Noun from the 14th century. An aromatic composite Eurasian herb, having leaves used as a pot herb and in flavoring. The scientific name is Chrysanthemum balsamita. Chrysanthemum balsamita. And then also Tonicetum balsamita. And I have no idea if I said that correctly. This is from the Greek kostos, which is a fragrant root, plus then just Mary, like the Virgin Mary. I wonder if they use this in religious ceremonies or something. Hey! Next word is cost of living. 3 words from 1826. The cost of purchasing those goods and services which are included in an accepted standard level of consumption. That was quite vague. The cost of living. You add together all the things that it costs that you would have to pay to live in a certain area. Where you live and the food and all that kind of stuff. The cost of living, you look at it different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and there is a big, big difference. There was a show on HGTV where they would basically say, okay, this is the amount of money that we're going to look at this episode, and they would find a place in one part of the country that you could get for that amount of money, and then a place in another part of the country for that amount of money, and wow, the differences were staggering. Hey? Next word is cost of living index. So cost of living is 3 words again, but it has hyphens. And then index is its own word. This is a noun from 1913, and the synonym is consumer price index. Consumer price index. Next word, hey. It is cost plus. It's not the store cost plus. This is 2 words with a hyphen, adjective from 1918. 1. Paid on the basis of a fixed fee or a percentage added to actual cost, as in a cost plus contract. What is this? Paid on the basis of a fixed fee or a percentage added to actual cost. I don't know. I need a concrete example. Somebody smarter than me should be here so they can explain all these things to me. 2. Of or relating to a cost plus contract. Hey. Next word is cost push. 2 words with a hyphen. Noun from 1951. An increase or upward trend in production costs, as wages, that tends to result in increased consumer prices irrespective of the level of demand. And it says compare to demand pull. 2 words with a hyphen, demand pull. So that seems like that would be the opposite. So cost push and demand pull, that's 2. So that would, let's see, can we figure out what demand pull would be? Would that be a decrease or downward trend in production costs that tends to result in decreased consumer prices irrespective of the level of demand? Is that what that is? Or maybe it would be irrespective of the level of cost? I don't know. I'm just making stuff up because I'm not an economist. Something about prices and wages. Hey. Next word is costrel. Costrel. Noun from the 14th century. A flat, usually earthenware container for liquids with loops through which a belt or cord may be passed for easy carrying. And it is called also pilgrim bottle. Pilgrim bottle. I want to make a song called Pilgrim Bottle. Okay, it's a costrel. So you gotta carry it around so you can loop your belt into it. Oh, we gotta find a picture of this costrel. It is from Anglo-French costrel, which is from cost, which means rib or side, and there's more at the word coast. Maybe you hold it on your side. Interesting. By your ribs, maybe. Let's see. Loops through your belt. I just find it so fascinating that you can put your belt or cord through it. Hey. Next word is costume. It's the costume that you put on. This is, I guess people also say costume, different ways. This is the first form, noun from 1799. 1. The prevailing fashion in coiffure, jewelry, and apparel of a period, country, or class. What is the typical costume that they would wear in the 1799s? 2. An outfit worn to create the appearance characteristic. The appearance characteristic? Is that the appearance characteristic of a particular period, person, place, or thing, as in Halloween costumes. And then 3, a person's ensemble of outer garments, especially a woman's ensemble of dress with coat or jacket. Costumey, with a Y at the end. That is an adjective. This is from Italian, or it is an Italian word, means custom, or dress, custom or dress, from the Latin consuetudo, that means custom, and there's more at the word custom. So, that's the number 1 definition, the coiffure, jewelry, or apparel of a period, country, or class. What are the customs? What that makes sense. What did they typically do or wear? And then it became costume, and then it became wear something that's to create the appearance of a particular period, person, place, or thing. When I was a kid, my parents had the whole family, we had a costume closet because my parents are artsy-fartsy people and they would just gather costumes. I don't know where these things came from, various things and wigs and whatever. And so we just had a small closet of costumes, and put on a show, put on a costume. My friends would come over. We would make stupid little videos. They're sometimes stupid, sometimes smart stupid. And it's, hey, what costumes do we got? Let's make some silly sketch. Okay, that's good for that. Hey. Second form of costume. It looks like this one you would emphasize the second syllable, so it would be costume. Costume. I guess you could also emphasize the first syllable if you want as well. So this is a transitive verb from 1823. 1. To provide with a costume. Hey, go costume that person. Number 2. To design costumes for. And the example is costume a play. The plays, they gotta have their costumes. I mean, they don't need costumes, but if they have costumes, then it's a little bit more clear of, what's going on. It puts you in the world of the play better if you've got costumes. Movies, TV shows, all that stuff. When a person can put on, hair, makeup, costume, that's when they really get into character. That's when it's really, really important. Hey? Next word is the third form of costume. It is an adjective from 1847. 1. Characterized by the use of costumes. Characterized by the use of costumes, as in a costume ball, also as in a costume drama. 2. Suitable for or enhancing the effect of a particular costume, as in a costume handbag. It really enhances the effect when you've got that handbag with you. Hey, next word is costume jewelry. 2 words, noun from 1927. Jewelry designed for wear with current fashions and usually made of inexpensive materials. Yeah, it's got to be inexpensive. You don't want to be wearing fancy, expensive, costly materials for your jewelry. If it's just going to be like a costume, it's like an everyday thing. So it's just costume jewelry. It's cheaper. Hey, next word is costumer. Costumer. All the normal ways to pronounce that. So this is a noun from 1840. 1. One that deals in or makes costumes. 2. An upright stand with hooks or pegs on which to hang clothes. It would be a place to hang your costume, because that's another word basically for clothes. Depends on when and where. We are all wearing costumes and masks. We all put on faces and put on something when we talk to different people and be in different situations. I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, next word. Hey! It is costumery. Noun from 1838. 1. Articles of costume. They are the costumery. 2. The art of costuming. That's such a odd word to say, costuming. Next word. Hey. It is costumier. That's one way to say it, costumier, or you can say costumier. It is spelled Costumier. Noun from 1831. It is chiefly British, and it is also the number 1 definition for the word costumer, which is just one that deals in or makes costumes. A costumier. It's a much fancier way to say it. Okay, next word. Hey, it is cozy, Cosy. And this is the chiefly British variation of cozy with a Z instead of an S. And we will see that later, much later. Okay, we have one more word for this episode. Hey. It is the first form of cot, C-O-T, and we will have all three forms in this episode. So the first one, noun, from before the 12th century. 1, a small house. I didn't know that you can call a small house a cot. 2, synonyms are cover and sheath. And then especially the number 4 definition for the word stall, S-T-A-L-L. Hey, 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 hey. Second form of cot, noun from 1634. 1, a small, usually collapsible bed, often in fabric stretched on a frame. We actually have a cot. My wife, we bought a cot for her because she was going to go camping with a friend, and we have the cot in our car for some reason, and it's just been sitting there for a long, long time. Maybe we'll use it. Maybe we will put it in storage. And number 2, it is British, and it is the number 2B definition for the word crib. Okay. And this one, I should go back to the first form of cot. The etymology says it is from the Old Norse cot with a K, and that just means small hut. You could put a cot in a cot. And then the second form, the etymology says it is from the Hindi and Urdu word khat, spelled K-H-A-T, and that means bedstead. Also from Sanskrit khatva, Khatva, perhaps of the Dravidian origin, akin to the Tamil word katil, which also means bedstead. So it is a place to be a bed, to lay your head on the bed, and that could be inside of a small hut, which is also called a cot. Hey, hey. Are there other songs with the word hey? I think there's so many songs say hey, and I don't know any of them. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. I got one. Okay, the third form of the word cot is an abbreviation for cotangent, which will be the first word in tomorrow's episode. So the words in this episode were costly, costmary, cost of living index, cost plus, cost push, costrel, costume, costume jewelry, costumer, costumery, costumier, cozy, and cot. I'll just say cot, because we had 3 of them, and I haven't really done that, so going forward, I think I will say each one. I am going to pick costume as the word of the episode. I don't dress up for Halloween as much as I would like to, or as much as I used to. Every year, I feel like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to go all out. I don't want it to be thrown together. But sometimes if it's thrown together, and it can still be pretty effective and good, and I want to be clever. So I end up never doing anything. I just don't. I've done it a couple of times in my adult life, and it's, whatever. It's not like I'm going out to parties or anything. So yeah, maybe I will make a better effort to dress up for Halloween in a costume. How do we sing a song about costume? There are so many costumes that you can dress up for Halloween as. I have a Chewbacca onesie, and that is a pretty good costume. Costume. Put on a wig, put on a tutu. That is a costume that we had in my costume closet when I was a kid, and my friends would dress up in that. All right, there are no holidays. We're not doing that anymore. Not for a while. Don't know. Give me a suggestion. Let me know what you want me to do. I probably won't hear it for like a month or more, but that's fine. Okay, that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.